Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. We out here, man. Yo, they get mad at me over anything, B. They get mad at me over anything. The latest argument was a dude got mad at me because I said, nah, I don't steal pay-per-views. That's beneath me. I was raised better than that. And a dude got offended. It was on Twitter. Where all these what it do? Idel, que lo que? John, what it do? Country, what it do? Real, what it do? Dude really got tight because I said, no, I don't be stealing pay-per-views. Why would I do that? I don't do that, cervecero, que lo que? More what it do? Ricardo, you already know. Dude really got mad at me off of that. This year has been one big L for the usual suspects. It has just been one big L after one big L after one big L. Each L bigger than the last one. Each one is bigger than the last one. Like, yeah, Fulton losing, he knew he hurt, but not like Spence losing to Crawford hurt. And yeah, Spence losing to Crawford hurt, but not like Showtime leaving boxing hurt. You know? And the whole thing is that it's like a victim mentality almost, that I see people on social media saying that, oh, nobody should be celebrating. Brody, who's celebrating? I'm not celebrating. I'm saying, I told you so. I've been telling you so. That's all I'm doing. Y'all call me names for telling y'all, yo, if they don't straighten up and fly right, they gonna end up getting cut. You know what I mean? So here we are. You know what I mean? Reyes said he's celebrating. Open up the chat to the panel. You know what I mean? And yeah, like I've been saying, it's a lot of small decisions that led them to where they are now. And what's unfortunate is 40 people lost their jobs, but Al just gonna go somewhere else and do the same thing. You know? He just gonna go somewhere else and do the same thing. El Jefe says Al Hayman created so many jobs, bruh. Well, he just costed 40 people their jobs, bruh, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I've been telling y'all, and I got a lot of flack for saying that, yeah, man, if them numbers don't turn around, Showtime might be out of boxing, bro. Prophecy is fulfilled. You know? Now they just gonna bounce over to another network, do the same thing. El Jefe is trying to troll, I guess. Just put the link in the joint. Karma, what it do? You already know. They get mad at me or for anything, B. I said I literally said I pay for pay-per-views. Somebody got mad or somebody got mad.
Whack, man.
Somebody got mad off of that. Like, how you get mad that I don't steal, bro? Does that make you feel some type of way? It probably do.
He had the ultimate victim mentality. I mean, come on, you talking about, well, if you don't steal pay-per-views, you could starve.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he said like you never had to steal ramen noodles from the corner. I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about,
bro? You get that nigga in his feels with that one, bro.
For real, like nah, I'm just not.
Struggle Olympics, bro.
That's what it was. Yo, thank you. You took the words out my. This is the Struggle Olympics, bro. Like,
bro,
Brody,
Haney-Regis.
That's a good fight, bro.
No, they were literally having a fucking who's had the worst life debate.
Oh yeah, cause the you don't know your daddy, I know my daddy, all this that crazy shit.
You ain't struggle. You don't know what struggle is.
Yo,
bro,
was that
Jules,
Regis trainer?
Jules, you made him realize that he's the reason why the PBC is dying, because he says he's a fan, but he's stealing their shit.
And that's what I've been saying.
That's why we don't give a fuck about them, but he's stealing their shit and he's claiming he's a fan.
No, and that's what I've been saying. I've literally been saying that for years. That well, when the demographic or when the fans that prop you up, when they don't buy the product, they the ones that's running you into the ground. It ain't nothing that I said. It's them because they the ones that's stealing the food off of your plate. You know, stealing your product. That they love PBC till they gotta pay for that shit. Yo, what I said the other live, I said that the demographic of individuals that go to listen to a Aki TV, these are not customers, man. These are shoplifters. if you
Yeah, and
wanna,
you were saying
Window
about how basically it's been one full year of just L's after L's. What's funny is they try to cope with that by saying, "Oh, well, PBC's having the biggest year in boxing." Yeah, in like the past fucking 10 years.
yo,
Congratulations.
the other thing is that like everything is a personal best. This is the biggest year for you because all your other years was ass. You see what I mean? Like it's a personal best. Like, nah, you're not breaking no records or nothing. It's just a personal best. Like, congratulations. Your biggest year in boxing, your biggest year in boxing is the year that Showtime.
That's true. Wow, that's
You have no
true.
idea.
Like I tell you, are you talking about that tweet I tagged you in, Jules, where they still on top. They going out on top.
Going out on top. So going out on top is running. Going out on top to the PBC fans is running Showtime boxing into the ground.
Boom! One big
It's like a slow
explosion.
flip. It's like a slow train on fire, bro. Just hitting the wall.
And established
slow, man.
Hey, shout out to Jules for the Batman merch.
You already know.
Are you Batman?
I just don't know these people. Like, I don't know these people. I was having someone dragged me into debate with them about how PBC's failing upwards. It's like, you don't know about their shit, how they left NBC. They got 6 million views on Spence versus Goopa or whoever it was before he beat Kell Brook. Like,
yeah, like
okay.
I remember that Spence, right? His fight followed the Olympics, which is why it got those views. That the people that were watching the Olympics, they put the fight right after the Olympics, some of the Olympic games, and yeah, it got good views. But ultimately, it's simple, bro. If you got fired, it couldn't have been because of the great job you were doing. You know, it's very simple. And when you get booted off the network, that's the equivalent of getting fired, bro. That whatever you doing here, it ain't working, bro. It's not working.
There's three things in every corporate. In corporate, it's like this. You go to your performance review. You're not meeting expectations, approaching expectations, achieving expectations, and exceeding expectations. Those are the 4 things you go through your performance review. When was Steven Espinosa exceeding expectations ever?
Bro, they weren't. Listen, wait.
Tank and Ryan. That's the only time they exceeded.
No,
when he tied his shoes.
Let me say this. Remember that you pride yourself on all the work that you did with Floyd Mayweather. Well, since his departure to go off and do whatever it is he wants to do in his retirement, what was expected was not met because, you know, you got to keep that up there. Yo, y'all the ones that was in bed with Floyd, right? All them big pay-per-views, all that money, all that hullabaloo, all of that. What happened to all of that? Because every year since then, it's just been down and down and down and down.
Well, you know what this situation reminds me of? It reminds me of that video that Coach Malachi liked to play all the time. That who's the next big star? Who?
You got a lot of young guns, like Caramel.
The Ellerby shit, yo.
Yeah, but like,
hold on, let me get my coffee. Let me get my coffee. I'll be back.
Michael.
Yo, man, I'm glad PBC that Showtime died, bro.
What's up with all these Haitian L's on Twitter, bro?
Yo, man, you chatting shit, bro. That bitch is American, bro. She's not even Haitian.
She still has. She got the Haitian flag in the bio.
Bro, how many Mexican L's do we have to name?
We not talking about Mexicans right now. We know they got L's. You know I love the comment.
Man, don't be talking about Haitian L's when Chris ain't here to defend himself and his people.
Hey, no. You know what? No, you know why I tell Chris to shut his fucking mouth? Because Mike's more Haitian than Chris.
I am more Haitian.
Exactly.
Wow.
She's New York.
You hit him
He New
low.
York. They're more proud to be New Yorkers than Haitians, right, Michael?
That is low key facts. That is low key facts. Low key. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm sure my
Man,
guy's mad.
we're just fucking with
I'm
my guy.
sure.
Hey, do they
We
got?
just
Hey, Mike, do they got a
That's my
Haitian?
guy, man.
Do
That's
y'all
my
got a
son.
Haitian like parade over there in Toronto every year or not? Is there enough community for that?
Yeah. I'm not in Toronto. I'm in Ottawa. But
Or
yeah,
Ottawa?
there's a little bit. We do like there's like Caribbean night, and it's usually
Okay.
we have a Haitian night actually in a club. We take over a whole club. It's actually pretty dope.
Caribbean night. There must be some joints out there, right?
Oh, you have no idea. It's like
I
every
know, I
5 weeks
do.
or
I
so.
know, I know.
You have every 5 weeks or so, bro. The last one I got way too damn drunk at, bro. I can't be
You
drinking
gotta
no
stop
more,
drinking
bro.
so much. You just go to drink. You go to drink to get a buzz, not get
Yeah,
drunk.
man, take it
Yeah,
easy with
yeah,
that.
yeah. No, it was just
Yeah.
such a good time. It was such a good time, and these girls got me like a whole fucking bottle. Like it was pretty
And what
dope.
did they do to you after?
Yo, yo.
Made him watch
This is
PBC
Come
shows.
on,
this
Jules. Mike just said these two girls.
this is a
Mike.
family channel. This
Now
is a
he's trying
family
to play
channel.
it nice. He said these two girls got him wasted and took advantage of him. That's what they
No,
told
they
you.
did not. They didn't take advantage of me. But
Took advantage of
I
you.
could never allow a girl to take advantage of me. That's crazy.
I
Did
mean,
they
it sounded
punch
like
you
they
in
took
the
advantage of
brown?
you.
Like,
Nah, but this whole week, man, this whole week has been hilarious because it's like they getting mad essentially because some people told the truth. Like if you're mad at me over anything, I didn't say anything bad. I didn't say I hope. All I said was if this doesn't
I did.
change,
I said, let's
nah,
go.
well then
It's good for boxing.
let them be mad at you. They don't need to be mad
Nah,
at
this
me. I
But
this
ain't
you've
do
been
is good
saying
nothing.
for
it.
Hey, don't
You've
boxing.
been
worry, Jules. I
saying
got you,
it.
bro. I'll take that hate.
You've been saying it for
I'll
Mhm.
take
years.
it.
I got the
I'll take it.
receipts when we went back and forth with Espinosa last year. All that shit they like to brag about on Showtime pay-per-views. Bob Arum had more to do with building the guys that they've got their biggest numbers with than Stephen Espinosa.
The shit is that you're not dealing. This kind of needs to be said because we already know the numbers shit, the Showtime shit. We talk about that shit all the
Oh, we
time.
got a troll in the
No,
chat.
hold on. Let me finish the sentence. These people are mediocre. Like I like it like yeah, it need to be said. Like yo, a lot of y'all motherfuckers is useless. Like quiet as kept. You don't buy none of that shit. Like the dude, there was a dude. What's his name? Guillotine artist or guillotine some dumb shit. And I'm like, do you realize that you just told on yourself? If you think that paying for the zone annually is expensive, you must not be paying for Showtime because Showtime is many
That
times more expensive.
that
You
shit's
gotta
mad expensive, bro.
you gotta remember for the year, right? If you pay for the year, okay, that's 120. On top of 80 times 6, you looking at four
Yeah,
or
bro.
$500 in a year, bro. If you paying for that shit. Now I know you not. You know how I know you not? Because you think $200 is expensive for a year of the zone. All y'all dudes is bums that live in somebody else's house. Yeah. All y'all dudes is just bums that live in somebody else's house. What you think about boxing does not matter, bro. Unless you talking cash money, what you think don't matter, bro. Only the opinions of people that spend money matter. Your opinion doesn't matter. Very simple.
That nigga Jules said, "Don't ever disrespect me stealing pay-per-views." You heard?
That troll in the
Yo,
chat.
follow that
You
channel.
heard?
You heard?
Yeah, I follow that channel too. Don't ever disrespect me looking like I
Hey,
follow
yo,
that.
Jules, don't you ever disrespect me looking like to your female's father. You heard?
Yo, but I'm like, yo, cause I don't be wanna. This my thing is this that I don't want to argue with you. Like I don't have the energy to argue with you. What? Cause you beneath me, bro. It feel like I'm arguing with.
There we go. That's that smug Capricorn. I love when that part
Trying
of
to
Jules
tell
comes
you,
out.
like
You beneath
Well,
me.
you beneath me,
Talk
bro.
about
Like
it. Y'all forget this motherfucker is not from this planet, yo.
I'm trying to
Yo,
tell you, like yo,
according to El Jefe, we hate PBC because we're anti-black. Everybody on this panel,
Nah, but
apparently.
that's a
bro,
that's low hanging
but
fruit, bro.
that's another
That's the
thing
guy
that
in the
why,
comments right now,
bro.
bro. I have to
I'm
address
just
it. He's in the
telling you,
comments.
bro. Listen, when somebody like that is saying stupid shit in the comments, don't even read that shit, bro, because that's what he want. He want to be like, bro, go get some pussy, go get some money. What the fuck are you doing with your life, bro?
Send him a link,
But
please. I want to know
they
why,
want
bro.
you, Jules. They want you to acknowledge your white Dominican privilege that you could afford pay-per-views. Okay.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like in other words, like because the way I think about it, it's like the way I think about these guys, right? Like I'm like yo, dog, I wouldn't talk to you, fam, like at all, like bro, I wouldn't even acknowledge you, like fuck
They're your
this internet.
fans. They're
Yeah,
your
like
fans, Jules.
you know what I'm
No, like
saying, like
the
Here's how
internet gave
pathetic
these
they are,
guys.
Jules.
Listen, fella, the internet gave these guys the voices. 20 years ago,
Mhm.
these guys wasn't coming outside.
they still not.
Yeah.
Hey, at least not in a woman.
Well, them dudes ain't getting
Mhm.
no ass, bro. They getting
Instead
butt.
of getting pussy, they turn into one. That's pretty much the internet.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't
Like,
get ass, bro. They get butt.
what the
Hey,
fuck? Like
yo.
we all up here, we shooting the shit, we talking, right? Bing. What is going on in this person's life that the most they could do with they Wednesday, Thursday night, whatever day it is that silly shit. That's what you doing on Thursday instead of getting out there and getting a blowjob.
Here's how pathetic they are, Jules. They whine and cry and bitch and moan, and now they're getting salty and sad somewhere because you turned it into an opportunity to make some money.
I mean, like
There
the
you go.
shit is
You're
It's-
making their
The shit
they
is
hate you
you.
because you're turning their suffering into
Their
money.
stupid. No, you're making money off of their stupidity. Put it that way.
no, and the
But-
other shit is they might hate me, but just by you being here watching me, I'm making money off of you, you fucking idiot. If you really hate me,
Bro, that's
go
like
away.
that quote you said, bro. Like, how the
Haters
fuck
love,
you know?
Haters love.
You know what
All
I'm
I-
saying? Like,
You tearing that bread up though.
Put that on the stamp.
it's a croissant. It's a
It's a
croissant.
croissant.
It's a
Oh,
croissant.
you is French.
I'm
but
not gonna lie,
you
you
French
fucking that
Dominican.
bread up. Damn.
I am fucking that bread up. I ain't gonna lie. But
Hey, can you-
it's just
Actually
weird
pronounced
shit
as
like that.
croissant. It's pronounced as
Bro, the
croissant.
shit is that when I think about the behaviors that I see online, just like the argument that I just had, Brody, I don't care what your life circumstances are. Like, first thing you start doing is talking about your life. Bro, who the fuck
Nobody
cares
cares.
about your life, bro? I don't care. All I know is I ain't on no bum shit. I ain't no shoplifter. I ain't no pickpocket, no pocketbook thief to be out here acting like $80 is a lot of dough. No, it's not, fam. And if you cannot afford to pay for these pay-per-views, right, then you got bigger problems than what's going on at Showtime. Handle your problems first. Then worry about Stefan and them, bro. Because a lot of y'all too happy to be on some bum shit. Like,
Now, can you address anything from your sources, rumors? Because Ness just said it. Like he's hearing that Amazon deal ain't got no legs because of Todd DeBuff brokering the Amazon deal for Inoue.
yo, this the shit. I told y'all, everything I heard about the Amazon deal is a distribution deal for select pay-per-views. It is not a marriage or a partnership akin to the one that they just had with Showtime. It's not that kind of deal. And I seen the boxing voice shit too, that they said they don't want to go to the zone. Well, listen, Brody, unless somebody else is offering you an annual budget for your fighters, bro, you better get while the getting is good. And the reason they don't want to is because they don't want to accept
Pride.
defeat. They don't want to accept defeat. That if you end up on the same platform that you've been trashing for 5 years, that's not a win for you, fam.
Bro, that's
There's
a
no
bad
way that's
look,
a win.
That's a bad
I
look.
thought it was because they didn't want to, what's it called, be on the same area with their competitors. Because if you look, they basically had Showtime and Fox to themselves for like forever. Like I couldn't imagine. I mean, they can't go with the ESPN, but I couldn't imagine them being there with Top Rank, and I definitely can't imagine them like being on the same area with Eddie. Like, I
It's
feel like
all of
someone's
it,
skin would
fellas.
boil.
It's all of it because what do we bring up after every fight that they do cross the street? What do we bring up? That
Get
record.
they
Get the ass
beat.
kicked.
They ass beat. The shit is that
Wilder,
beggars.
Bolton.
The shit is that beggars can't be choosy unless you have a proliferation of networks offering you an actual annual budget to do shows throughout the calendar year. And look, I don't know. I don't presume to know. But unless you do, you better go with whoever's offering you one because you got a lot of fighters to accommodate. A lot of fighters. It's not all just everybody thinks about the top heavy stuff. Like, yeah, they got 2 fights with Canelo and Javante and Crawford. Yeah, that's just them, bro. That's what are we talking about? Maybe 5, 6, 4 to 5 fights in a calendar year. What about all these other people, bro? What you gonna do for them?
We got to give
So-
Gary Antoine Russell $2 million a fight, Jules.
For real. Shout out to my man Tyree. did produce any Hall of Fame fighters with those billions? Danny Garcia? I don't know, bro. Like, Thurman ain't no Hall of Fame fighter. Who gonna go in the Hall of Fame? Let me think.
I think
Charlo might.
their best bet
No,
is
he won't.
Termel. That's
I don't
it.
know why you keep trying to put this out though. He is
I
not making
said
it to the Hall of
might,
Fame.
bro. I didn't say for sure. I'm just saying, because of the undisputed, maybe that'll
Nope.
get him consideration.
Wilder probably.
Wasn't
Well,
Zab
the-
undisputed?
No.
But Zab is in the Hall, ain't he?
No, he's not.
No, in the Hall.
No.
Yeah,
No.
Zab's in the hall.
I don't know. When I checked the website, I'm pretty sure he wasn't there.
Bro, Zab is in the Hall, bro. You
He is in
bugging.
the hall. He was
Zab is in the
undisputed.
Hall.
He was
Let me
undisputed,
see.
bro.
Let me
Yes,
see.
he's
Let me
in
see.
the
I'm
hall.
pretty sure.
And he only
He's 100%
lost to
in the
really good
hall.
names.
Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Swoltron. My favorite fighters right now,
Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford. Shout out to my man
Inouye,
Terrence
probably.
Crawford. Terrence Crawford, Inouye,
Shakur.
Canelo, Usyk, but just not even the basic guys. The other guys that they just fun fighters to watch.
All of the
Tim
Dominican
Tszyu.
fighters?
No, Tim Tszyu, bro. Shout out to Tim. Motherfucker, Tszyu.
Tim is easily on that list, bro.
Bro, he is beating the shit out of people, man.
Beating the shit out of him.
beating
We
the
got
shit out
him.
of
We got Bronco Lara. We got Emmanuel Navarrete.
Yeah,
Okay,
Zab's on the
Navarrete. I
Hall,
like
bro.
Navarrete.
So
Zab's
wait,
on the
so
Hall.
wait, Drew, you heard not too good things in Keyshawn's camp? Because he looked off that night, bro.
No, here's what I'm hearing. Just I don't like to talk about fighters' personal shit unless they're airing it out. It's the same similar situation. Like Jules says, a lot of these fighters' parents and families take all their money, are leeching off them, and that's exactly what's going on with him. His mom and his aunt.
Mm.
You have an echo, Mark.
Bro, you just have to check that shit, bro. I can't see myself in a situation like that, bro. I'm sorry.
Shout out to my man Anthony for the
Man,
Cash App donation. Yo,
sometimes it's
who
hard to say
Echo
no to
is that,
family.
bro? Who Echo is that, bro? Y'all got to face these mice, man. Y'all coming on here with these fucking Family Dollar mice and shit, man.
Well,
But real shit, yo.
Chris just
Real
joined the
sh-
group, so that's why.
Real shit, yo. Like it's just the whole thing is just you have people just like the Spence thing and the Wilder thing and this latest thing. It's like, yo, dog, it's no point in arguing with a lot of y'all. You a degenerate, dog. Like I shouldn't even be talking to you. You are beneath me. So you can go say about me whatever you want to say about me, dog. Who fucking cares, bro? All I know is
You aren't even one of the 50,000 people who are still buying PBC shows. Why am I talking to you?
yeah, what do you want to argue? What is there to argue about is my question. Like, what is there to argue about? Is this not what I told you would happen? Now you want to split hairs over whether whether or not it's because of what I said. What difference does it make? Wasn't I right about it? I'm not gonna waste time on you.
They just can't handle Al Hayman getting exposed as the terrible businessman that he is.
Yeah, like
All
there's
that
nothing.
shit they talked about Eddie Hearn for years, and it was Al Hayman who was actually the fucking terrible promoter.
Exactly. Like, do you think that Showtime I had a couple of guys in the comments of videos that I did that they're trying to say that no, it's not Heyman's fault, bro. Showtime Sports was basically Showtime Boxing. That's primarily the sports wing of what they do. Yeah, they had other little shit, but primarily Showtime Sports was really just boxing content, mostly. So there's no way it works out to where your content gets cut and you were doing your job. When you're making somebody money, they're not going to cut you, bro. When the numbers are good, they're not going to cut you. They're not kicking you off the platform because of the great fucking job you're doing. So be a little kid by yourself, bro. Don't be stupid
like
by
they
yourself.
act like the Showtime. The only time they really did other sports was during football season. It was one shoulder programming show every Sunday. That's it.
But that's what I mean. That what they're talking about is like the No Smoke podcast thing with the guy.
With the jerk off that thinks that
like, he had to check in with a couple like really. So you land in and you check in with people.
Let's be.
That's the Jules. You know what that says? That's another go get the Duchess kind of guy.
Well, yeah, like. That's a dude that wanted to be in the streets when he was young, but he wasn't in the streets. So now he want to do that shit when he an adult. Like, bro, imagine me landing in the city. I gotta check in, check this dick, B.
Oh, no, I land in the city. The first,
I'm dangerous,
fellas. I land in the city I've never been to. The first thing I'm checking in is for some pussy. I'm not going to try to go meet no dudes on the turf. I want some new
Bro,
pussy. What the fuck?
yo, listen. Like I said, that's a dude that was not in the streets when he was young. So that shit is still like it seems cool to him and fascinating to somebody that was in the streets. The fuck? I'm good, fam. I'm old. I don't need to be out there. You be out there if you want to be out there. I'm old. I did all my crazy shit. Checking in with guys half your age. You look retarded, bro. But go ahead. It's your life, man.
That's
It's
just
your
the
life.
way, isn't it? Like people who are actually out there living that life can't wait to get out, and all the dorks who are
What's
like
the whole fucking
midlife
point?
crisis.
What's the whole point? Like what you do, what you think that shit is forever? No, nothing is forever, bro. And if your aim is not to better your circumstances, yo, you just gonna be a loser for as long as there's air in your lungs. You're gonna be a loser. Simple. A man his age, they get checking in with kids, wearing Hank. Like, really, fam? Really?
Where's the pot? Where's the
You know, I
pot,
actually
kiddies?
found
Hey, yo,
kind of
Jules, I got a really
ironic.
serious question for you.
Go ahead.
Viola Davis or fuck, I forgot the other bitch. It's probably gonna be
No,
Viola
I
Davis.
got
the
a,
answer
I got
is
a
Viola
serious
Davis.
question. Jules knows this. He's this age. You remember Three's Company? Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Suzanne Summers that
Susan
recently
Summers,
died.
yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
going with Suzanne, or are you going with what the other girl, the blonde or the brunette?
No, I would go with Suzanne on that one. I would go with Suzanne on that
Them
one.
Thigh Master commercials. I know you remember
Yeah,
that shit.
you read my mind. You read my mind.
Vivica Fox.
But yeah.
Vivica Fox or fucking Viola Davis.
Oh, nah, you talking about Prime Vivica or plastic surgery?
Oh, Prime, obviously.
Independence
Prime,
Day,
bro.
Vivica.
Prime, bro. Independence. Shit, yeah. Got to go with the Prime.
Ooh.
But I guess now, look. I guess now to give us a sense of direction. The question now is where are they gonna go? Where are they gonna go? Because it's not like we don't hear about a proliferation of networks. We only really hear about two: Amazon and DAZN. Is it possible that there could be a third network that courts them? And if so, which one? The first one to me that comes to mind is Peacock, because I'm like, why would y'all
No.
want to get, you know what caught my attention? Why did y'all buy the rights to a UK broadcaster for boxing? If y'all want to get into boxing, the PBC needs some help. But then again, I'm like, wait a minute, NBC, y'all burnt that bridge.
Well, bro, they're gonna
So
go to BBC.
Yeah.
Why not Fox Sports or ESPN?
They did that. You know what I'm
They
gonna
already
say,
went to
Jules?
Fox Sports. They've
Like,
like been with everybody.
they
Al
have.
Heyman's given us enough information to know what he's gonna do. He's not gonna
Oh,
make He's not gonna make the smartest choice for the sport of boxing. He's gonna make the smartest choice for him to continue running his scheme. So he's
Yeah,
gonna
but my thing is,
zap.
who's gonna let him? You
I don't
fucked
know.
up. You fucked up at Fox. You fucked up at NBC. It's not like you could go to any of the other Comcast networks. I mean, the other Paramount affiliates. You burned a lot of bridges already. So it's like, I'm like, is it possible that NBC or HBO? Because I heard a vague rumor, and I only heard it from one person, so I don't know how true it is. I heard it from one person that HBO might want to get back into boxing, and I don't know how true that is. But I'm like,
Yeah.
dog, what are you gonna
I-
do?
I'm sorry.
But do you expect
They
Heyman
burnt
to
the
zag? Do you
spike
expect him to
bridge.
zag when he should zig?
Yes, he's a fucking
Yeah.
idiot. I already said
Yeah.
that his whole hustle is being
So
your
what you're
hustle.
saying is they're stuck between a cock and a hard place?
They stuck between getting fucked in the face and fucked in the ass.
Fellas, they
You
stuck
heard me?
between a regular Snickers and a white chocolate Snickers.
Not because seriously,
Not
no,
the
but
white
Well,
chocolate
seriously,
white
Snickers.
chocolate does suck.
seriously, the main shit is that I don't hear about anyone other than Amazon and DAZN. And the story is he doesn't want to go with DAZN. Okay, well, what are you gonna do then? Be a booking agent? Because if you don't get a platform for all of these fighters, that's what you become, a booking agent. You're just loaning out fighters to people who do have platforms
So he do
because you
that
don't
long
have
before he
one.
concedes to the zone.
Hey,
And they said,
Jules,
go
you,
ahead.
you think Eddie didn't slam them because they are in talks? Because I think that's not what he wanted to say about motherfucking Espinosa, bro. He doesn't like them motherfuckers. I feel like he did want to trash them, but since
No,
they're
no,
in
no.
talks and negotiate,
I
he
think
was, you know.
I think Eddie's kind of like me, like, bro, once again, you're beneath me. I don't have to insult you. That's like if it's me, if I'm in his shoes and you ask me about that guy, yo, this dude is irrelevant to my next 12 months, right? This dude is literally irrelevant to my next 6 months, my next 12 months. Bro, I don't gotta insult you. I don't even need that karma. You out on your ass. You was talking shit about us, but we outlasted you. I don't need to say it. Everybody knows it, you know. So I'm not gonna kick you when you down, bro. I don't need to say fuck you. The universe just did that. Go about your business.
Yeah,
B.
yeah.
Eddie Hearn's a gentleman for that.
Eddie took the classy road. Like it's easy. Like what for? There's no fun in trashing you while you down.
Yeah, like I need that. Remember what I said, Drew? That I like when my enemies is strong because then I feel proud of myself when I beat them. But if the dude is down, man, I don't gotta say nothing bad about you, bro. Like I don't have
Oh,
nothing bad to say.
so you want to beat
Well,
your enemy with no rehydration clause and no catch weight.
I'm just saying that's like I mean, it's just a
Nah,
thing.
that's
It's like
Nah,
it's
Jules
like
likes that rehydration shit, right?
no, I'm just look. In other words, there's nothing to be gained from insulting them at this point because they're no longer your competitor. They're irrelevant to the reality that you exist in. You exist in the world of boxing. They don't. Thus, it doesn't even matter anymore. All of that shit in the past is in the past. It's not even worth insulting you, bro. Get your Indeed resume out. Hope for the best, bro. Do your
Like
thing.
it's
I like.
Can I
I,
ask a
embarrassing.
question? Like a
It's got
genuine one?
go ahead, bro. Go
Because
ahead.
what's
One
it
at a
called?
time.
I hear a lot of people saying it, and now I mean you even tried to like hint that you weren't doing this, but is there a reason to not be happy that like Showtime boxing isn't offline right now, or like PVC like don't have an area to go to at the moment?
I would say there's here's the reason you shouldn't be happy. And here's the reason that I'm not necessarily happy. I am just vindicated. That doesn't mean I'm happy.
Besides the
Al
boxing
Heyman
anyway.
Al Heyman is making boxing look like a bad investment to American broadcasters, and that's nothing to celebrate. Because if the American broadcasters start feeling like they can't make money on boxing, boxing dies.
Can I make a counter real quick?
Yeah,
Peacock just bought one of the most useless boxing programs for Americans just like a
as
couple days
filler,
ago.
bro, as filler content though. Like
Still though,
Peacock deciding to fill their afternoon slot with a UK show. It's a cost-effective filler. That's all it is. It's not like we're the ones spending out the money to promote that show. It's not like we're the ones that need to rely on ticket sales or any. You know, it's no sweat off their back. The rights for that stuff are probably relatively cheap. So they just needed something to fill a slot in their afternoon slot. That's all it is, right?
it's like running reruns of a show that they own the rights to. Like they don't lose any money. Who cares?
Yeah, like that. I don't know if it heralds something bigger, but if people shouldn't be celebrating, even the ones like us that are vindicated, the reason you shouldn't be celebrating is because here goes another network, another broadcaster that decided boxing is not a worthwhile investment, and that is very harmful to the boxing landscape in America. Now, in other markets, which me, Drew, you guys always say, we always talk about, that boxing is flourishing globally. Other markets are sprouting that were not around like that in the past. Like the UK market is bigger now than it ever was. The Asian market is bigger now than it ever was. The Australian market is bigger now than it ever was. And God bless Mexico, because Mexico is boxing. Ain't shit changed, bro.
Mexico carries the sport, bro.
Mexico is still producing killers all the time. It's not going to change. It's in America that you see in the pinch and feel in the pinch that it's like, fam, if the broadcasters out here, if they decide, yo, look, man, that boxing shit, all you gonna do is lose money on that shit. That's bad for the sport, and that's why I'm not celebrating. I'm just vindicated that I said, I fucking told y'all this was gonna happen.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like I'm not celebrating it, but I'm not at the same time I'm not mourning it because like I've been seeing this slow death creeping for at least 3 years.
Can I say
I think
something,
it's
Jules? You don't think that maybe this also causes an opportunity for the zone to monopolize the market if all the other major platforms don't want to deal with boxing anymore, and they're still around? They would end up in a place where there's nowhere else for like anybody else to go to.
I would say that there's a golden opportunity for reform here that I don't think Al Heyman has the maturity to explore. Instead of working against, work with, because the sport is shrinking for all of you. It's shrinking, and it is your fault, but you're just too stupid and too
To realize
prideful
it.
to realize it. Honestly, there's a golden opportunity here to bring boxing back in a huge way, because how huge would it be if you were accepting of this? That, you know what, we're going to go to the zone. We're going to work with Eddie. We're going to shake hands. We're going to sit down. We're going to do fights. We're going to make money. It's all of it is possible. The reason it don't happen is because y'all just a bunch of dickheads over there, man. Like, for real, Leonard Ellaby is a dickhead. Like, all y'all dudes over there is a bunch of dickheads.
Bro, that's why I wanted to ask, Jules, why do they all hate on Eddie Hearn? They're all hating on it because he's from United Kingdom? Is that what it is?
Yes. It's because he's a foreigner and Americans is like, in case you haven't noticed, like, I'm sure that my Latin American guys will understand that many Americans are inherently vain and arrogant. They, for some reason, be thinking they special, that, oh, this is the special shit. We do the special shit. We run. No, you don't run shit. What about getting kicked off the platform after 37 years of programming? Don't you understand? You motherfuckers are so silly. You don't know the world laugh at you. You don't know that they laugh at you.
It's worse in boxing though, because you saw the Inoue fight. Like, let's take a look at. I don't want to shit talk Stephen Fulton because I actually like Fulton, but let's take a look at Fulton. It's like he beat a couple guys, Angela Leo, Brandon Figueroa, who stinks, got a unified title, and all of a sudden it's like, oh, he's gonna beat Inoue easy because he's from Philly. He got that Philly slickness style. It's like,
and it's a joke. Just the shit. Like, look, hold on, one at a time, fellas. You got the slick boxer bullshit that has been dispelled over and over and over. Like, what is it? What define slick for me? What is it? Is it the guy who gets his ass kicked? Because near as I can tell, all the guys that just too slick, man. That be the guy to get shit beat out of him, bro. You motherfuckers is too prideful and too arrogant over nothing. Over nothing. So what I see is that they don't like an Eddie. To get back to the initial question, you don't like being outdone, outsmarted, and outlasted by a foreigner. Before, the UK boxing scene was not a factor, but in the last 7 years, it became a factor. And it wasn't because of Frank, it was because of Eddie, dog. All this shit that we see, Lee Wood, Warrington fights in the middle of the afternoon, Anthony Fowler, just all that type of shit. Eddie started all that shit. He's the one who made us pay attention to the British boxing scene. And y'all don't like the idea that this guy from the UK is doing it bigger and better on a bigger stage than y'all. Y'all still worried about the 5 miles north, south, east, and west. That's what y'all worried about. Oh, Eddie ain't nothing American. What big shit you doing in America, bro? For all this hullabaloo about Ryan and Javante, y'all still got kicked off the platform. So it couldn't have been that big. Y'all still got kicked off the platform.
And equaled by Logan Paul and the fucking jiu-jitsu dude.
Surpassed by KY Jelly and Tommy Furry. Tommy Furry Knuckles. Y'all patting yourself on the back.
Fucking call him KY Jelly.
KY Jelly. Y'all patting yourself on the back that y'all did 1.2. Meanwhile, the YouTuber and the guy whose brother's a boxer, but he's not a boxer, right? They just did 1.3. Why is it that you think you're special? I don't know. But what I can see, American arrogance is a real fucking thing. They're like, oh, so you think you the shit just because, huh?
It's been a real thing for years, for decades.
Think about that, Jules. We're so starved for good fights. It doesn't matter which combat sport, UFC, kickboxing, boxing. We are so starved for fights that we'll watch this circus shit. We'll buy this circus shit. We'll actually watch real fights. 4 million views for Loma versus Teofimo. Like, we will. There is a market for boxing, and you still got kicked off a platform because you refuse to put on things that people want to see.
It's because
let me read the super chat. Let me read the super chat, guys. Let me read the super chat. The Gooch says, why would the Zone take a deal with PBC without Canelo pay-per-view? Because that would allow them to further corner the market in America, in a word, that if there is a benefit to the zone as a platform, is that it would allow them to further corner American boxing, leaving only one competitor, Top Rank. So
So
that would be the reason.
I just have a question. Do you think even if they acquire, if the zone acquires PBC, do you honestly believe that some shady business practices from Al Heyman is going to stop?
No.
Yeah.
No. But the thing is, and the reason, a part of the reason that I think he doesn't want to go there, and this is just me internally thinking, he likes dealing with people that don't know what they're doing. When you go into business with Fox, Bill Wanger doesn't know boxing. You know boxing. So the people at Fox are trusting your judgment, which allows you to operate with complete impunity. You can make it look and sound however you want, and people that know the industry and know the sport know that what you're producing is pure schlock, but the network doesn't know that. So I kind of feel like at least a part of the reason that you don't want to go to the zone is they understand the business a bit better than Fox did when you jumped into bed with them. And you can't get over doing the same bullshit that you've been doing. They are going to tell you, you are going to get marching orders from them, essentially. Steven Espinoza let you fucks run wild on Showtime, and you ran it into the ground. He even let you take fighters to a different network. He doesn't say shit. He can't do nothing about it. He was Yadoja. He was Yadoja, where in all actuality, he was the one who was supposed to keep you in line. The orders were supposed to come from above him to you. And instead, he let y'all run wild, do whatever y'all want. Oh, yeah,
And now that nigga's fired.
Fire you out of a job. And it's because what Stefan's role, if you're Showtime executive, you know, you're the president of the sports department. What essentially you want, your role, is to make sure that the content your department produces makes a dent. And if for 5 years you see where your numbers is, okay, clearly you've been asleep at the wheel. 246 viewers for Benavidez versus Angulo. You don't think there's anything wrong with that? 288 viewers, 288,000 for Broner versus Santiago. You don't think there's anything wrong with that? You're going to waste money putting that shit on TV?
They don't want to see the problem.
It's like, bro, like his job is not hard to understand. It's just what I told y'all. You got cool with them, and you just over there letting them do whatever, bro. Just because you cool with them. When you supposed to keep them in line, like, listen, homie, either you gonna do this fight so we get these ratings, or you get the fuck on, bro. Go fight on another platform. We don't got an exclusivity deal with you anyway. So go over there, because we not gonna give you money over here to do bullshit. If you want to get money, we got some money, but you gotta fight. And it gotta be a good fight. It gotta perform.
Yeah, I mean, he had 5 years to do that.
I think boxing
he spent that time becoming an enabler.
Yeah.
I think boxing, with all the inflation happening, I think that's what's decreasing on the pay-per-view buys for boxing.
It's not just the inflation, because
Quality.
if you
The
it's
YouTubers give these fucking YouTubers are actually giving their fans the likes they want.
It's expanding, yeah.
Well, let me put it to you another way. In the Great Depression, people still watched boxing. In the Great Depression. So it's not the inflation and none of that. What it really is everything. One, let's get it straight. Pay-per-view is not for everybody, and it never has been for everybody. So what happens when you got a whole stable of guys that think they belong on pay-per-view? You like think about it. Like Josh Warrington and Lee Wood just had a commercially successful fight that wasn't a pay-per-view. It did good ticket sales. I know the people in the UK watched it, even if it wasn't big in America. It was still a decent sized show that made money, and it wasn't a pay-per-view. And most of the time, that's actually how it's supposed to be. Pay-per-view is only supposed to be for the biggest of the big fights, not Benavidez and Plant and Davis and Hector Garcia, and it's like so all of y'all think y'all all gonna end up on pay-per-view? Who sold you that lie? Al Hayman.
Yeah.
Oh, what's it called, Jules? I think that's another
because
thing
he
too.
managed to last 11 years of
Who's sick and coughing? Mute your mic if you sick, B. Don't get me sick. Don't spread your germs. Go ahead, Virtuoso.
Nah, I'm just wanted to say it's like, yo, just because they saw the last 11 years that he managed with Floyd, they think that that's the way they're supposed to move, you know. But they didn't look at the hard work he did before that, you know. So they got it in their heads that they're just like Floyd, you know, you know, basically they're not, you know.
And that's what I've been saying his sales pitch to most of these guys is. You see what I did with Floyd? Yeah, but these guys ain't Floyd. So, and that whole Maypac formula that everything needs to be marinated. Look, you have to let some of these guys lose. You have to expose the pretenders to shed that excess so you don't have to accommodate it anymore. Believe it or not, you wouldn't have this many fighters to accommodate if you would have just made them fucking fight each other so that the good fighter, the cream, always rises to the top. But you don't want to go through that process so that the cream could rise to the top. You protect all these motherfuckers, bro.
Yeah,
If
all
you
these
don't have
notables.
nothing, if you don't have nothing for Frank Martin to do, then let his ass go over there and get beat. And if he gets beat, fine. If he doesn't, you got a new
He
hero.
takes it
You
like a
got a new
man.
guy.
The
Because
Hmm.
heat like a
there
man.
was a time, where all these fighters were good fighters. Like I remember Jamal, he wasn't doing bad at 54. Keith, Gervonta, they were doing
Hmm.
good, but they just started
Spence.
bathing them and they went to shit.
And it,
Shout out to Sergio. Let's chalk it up to what Bernard said about R.I.P. Showtime, Curtis Mayfield, NWO for life. Don't be a sucker. Join the Ring IQ boxing. Nah, I mean it, it's not one thing. It's not one thing that led them there. It's actually a bunch of things. Like let's go back to the beginning. When you got the Waddle and Reed money, which was a lot of money that you fucked off, right? You paid those fighters way more than you should have. You paid them well in excess of their market value. So when that money dries up, they still have the same expectations. They're still going to want to get what they was getting in the good old days. And then if you need them to fight someone good to bring in ratings or whatever it is, well, they're not going to want to, or they're going to want an arm and a leg to do it. At which point, all right, now we got to put you on pay-per-view, even though you don't belong there, just to satisfy your financial demands. These are some of the smaller decisions you made, or how you handled Wilder versus Joshua. You wanted to be enemies with these people. That's how you treated it. You didn't want to work with them. If you were smart, Eddie, look, it's a big fight for you. It's a big fight for us. So can we work this out to where we get the U.S. rights and you and DAZN get the broadcast rights everywhere else? But we need the U.S. rights. We want to do this thing with you. We want to work with you. Can we do it that way? You know, you didn't want to work with them. Instead, you killed the fight. You put Wilder in another fight, and he got his ass beat. Explain it to me. Who did that benefit besides Tyson Fury? Because it didn't benefit Wilder, and that
Al
was
Heyman's
your
pocketbook.
idea.
I
That
mean,
was your
that fight
idea.
that fight would have been in the U.S. anyways. I mean, here is where it would have grown the highest gate. So like they weren't even gonna have to travel because I feel like here in the U.S. at that time it would have been that gate, man. It would have sold.
Nah, I will say this. What they offered Wilder was a transatlantic pay-per-view where the first fight could be in the UK, the first fight could be in the US. But realistically, which is another way that they shot themselves in the foot, you just couldn't accept that he's the A side. You didn't he had more belts than you. He generated more money than you, which is the most important thing. He was literally generating way more money than you were at that time. So if you believe in yourself and you believe in your boxing and you want to make history and you know you can beat him, you take the fucking deal. Very fucking simple.
Yeah.
For the ass kicking that Stephen Fulton got, I'm always gonna respect him because he believed in himself. Like, bro, I'm not scared of no little Japanese man in Japan. I'm gonna go. All right, now it didn't work out for you. I didn't think it was gonna work out for you, but at least I know you ain't no bitch.
He
You
took
ain't
the
no
fight.
bitch.
Period. He took
The
the fight. You know?
All Wilder, whoever's sick, be sick by yourself. All Wilder did was look for alternatives because you just didn't want to be the B-side. You brought Fury into all of this because you didn't want to be the B-side with Anthony Joshua. All this environment, everything that it is now, fucked up or worse, it's your fault. Fury don't get a title shot. Fury don't get a title shot unless your stupid ass gives him one. And who gave him the shot? You!
got a gift draw in the first fight. They tried to turn a whole thing into the second fight, at which they both got overpaid so it couldn't make money, and the whole spending money for Super Bowl promo, and then got his ass beat in that second fight so bad that he had to gaslight himself with egg weights and cheating and autopsies in order to even take the third fight.
Like this, a lot of the instability that you see in the landscape, like if Joshua versus Wilder would have happened, that would have boosted the health of boxing on all fronts. It didn't matter who you thought would have won. I don't even care who would have won. It was only more important that they fight, that you do it, that boxing gets this Super Bowl, this whale of a fight, because that would have been huge. And people don't understand that shit would have been major.
More than 2 million pay-per-view buys, bro. And in the US, bro. I'm sure.
While Wilder is undefeated, while AJ is undefeated, like, bro, the people in the UK, they would have bought it, bro. They would have bought it. You would have broke records over there with that fight, and you probably would have did 1 million here and better, if not 1.5 maybe. There's nothing like heavyweight boxing, but you chose what you chose. And I don't care if these dick-eating motherfuckers want to try to make it like it's AJ's fault. Bro, that was your fault. You walked away from the 100 mil. You should have. You acting like the money wasn't real. The money was real enough for Mikey, real enough to retire on. It was real for everybody else except you fucking bozos. So now if the fight don't ever happen, oh fucking well, bitch. That's why you got to do shit. You got to strike while the iron is hot, bro.
They don't understand that this is why Espinosa gave him that care package. You think they're going to give him $10 million just because they fucking love him so much? They had to give him that shit because they made him reject the fucking DAZN deal.
It's fucking stupid, bro. Like, and it's these decisions, right? Because if you're Stephan Espinosa, you could look at this as, look, this is an opportunity for us to get something going in a completely new market. You were so arrogant, you thought you didn't need to. You didn't see the direction of where the sport was going, and you didn't understand that. I understood. That's why I started talking about them. The UK is a flourishing market that is showing a lot of promise, okay? There's a lot of stuff. It's not just the AJ shit. There's other little things going on there that you might want to be involved in to some capacity. So instead of saying, you know what, maybe we need a friend in the UK. Maybe we should do business with this Eddie Hearn person. Eddie, we want to do this fight under one condition. You can have the UK rights to it and the rights to it everywhere else, but we need those rights in America, and we will do it. We will send him over to the UK if that's what you want, but we need the rights to that fight in America. That's not what y'all did. Y'all talked him out of it. Y'all put him in there with Fury because y'all thought, oh, nah, we're going to turn him into a star by ourselves. Y'all had enough time to turn Wilder into a star, bro. It wasn't going to happen. And guess what? It never happened. That's why he didn't sell nothing with Hellenius. The only time you sold something was with the British guy. It's the only time you sold something.
And the worst part, I kind of blame the fighters like Wilder and everyone except Fulton who actually put his foot down, because how can you be this dumb and not know the money isn't good anymore? Like, how can you not know? How do you not see the writing on the wall? How do you not hear the rumors? How do you not see that, oh, no one's really
arrogance. The position that Showtime took was all based on what they did with a retired fighter. That's the position they took. They didn't want the glory days of the Mayweather era to be over, but they were over. If you look at how they handled everything, it was from a position of arrogance that, oh, we were with Floyd. Yeah, Floyd's gone, bro. What are you not understanding? Floyd was done. He was retired. You have another Floyd? You better find. If you got one, you better find him. It never happened.
Yeah.
Well, we have this guy who sparred with Floyd. Does that count?
Verse in Lost Ones.
You know what I'm saying? The shit is silly. And there were just to condense it, there were a lot of small decisions. It's kind of like the story of Kodak film. Kodak had the opportunity to invest in digital cameras. A small decision at the time because there wasn't a demand for digital cameras yet anyway. To make a long story short, not investing in digital cameras is why they got run into the ground. That's why. you didn't change with the times. You didn't roll with the punches. Now, they didn't see that or didn't want to accept. This guy in the UK is doing huge numbers. Your guy in America is not doing those kinds of numbers. So maybe you want to, just get a little relationship going. You're not even competitors yet. What people don't realize is when all of this first started, they weren't competitors because Eddie Hearn wasn't in America yet. DAZN doesn't get to America. This started circa 2017. That's when it started, after the Klitschko fight. DAZN doesn't get to America until the following year in 2018. So in that pocket, you could have made something happen, but you guys were arrogant. And now you're out of the sport. You're out of the sport indefinitely. It doesn't even make sense. Like, after a while, it's not going to make sense to keep talking about y'all outside of a cautionary tale, because at this point, you're irrelevant to the sport of boxing. Showtime is going to go on and do whatever they're going to do now, for better or worse, but you guys are done in boxing.
I don't know. I'd be.
So we can only
honestly,
hope,
too,
bro.
I was gonna say the whole Floyd Mayweather thing. I remember that I think Top Rank put out like a post, and they talked about how much fights he had, and I was like, wait, so you're telling me, I think it was like 33 or 35, right?
Absolutely.
So you're telling me that realistically, you guys were only with this dude for 15 fights, 2 of which were technically fights with Golden. No, my bad, 3 technically that were with Golden Boy and Top Rank anyway.
Exactly. I said it all the time that most of Floyd's career was spent under the Top Rank banner, and the fighter that Floyd became was because of Top Rank. It's very simple. And I've said this in the past, like on Twitter and just different social media things, and you'll get the childish because Floyd was going to be Floyd whether he... No, that's not how life works, bro. This is not a cartoon. This is not a Marvel comic, the alternate realities. No, this is what happened, okay? These are the people that built him. It is not an accident. This is what really happened. Y'all choose to be the way you are, and that's why everything you touch fucking fails. Yeah, you got to give Top Rank their credit for making Floyd. Now, credit to Floyd for seeing the value in himself that Top Rank didn't see. Because it is true. He went on to do great things because he saw, I could sell, man. They just don't know how to promote me. I could sell. You superimpose that, though, to everything. If everybody ain't Floyd, then how could that apply to everything? It can't. Yeah, Floyd is a generational talent. Danny Garcia is not. Keith Thurman is not. Spence is not. The Charlos are not.
Yeah, but what people don't talk about is Floyd wasn't just a boxer. That nigga was on WWE, Dancing with the Stars. This motherfucker did so much shit. That's why everybody knew. I knew Floyd as fucking the dude who fought Big Show long before I ever knew he was a boxer.
That's such a good point. That with what fighter since Floyd's departure did you see the same marketing strategy? Did Spence go to the WWE? Did Thurman? Did any of them do Dancing with the Stars and just that shit like that? Did any of them? No.
Not
The
shit.
only one was Manny Pacquiao, who was Floyd's rival.
Yeah, but obviously we can't use him as an example. Why bring him up? He was a
Exactly.
top-ranked fighter at that time.
True.
It's simple shit. It's simple shit that a lot of the decisions that they made, and you could see it, the arrogance was based on the success that they had with Floyd, thinking that they could duplicate it, and you never did, though. Like, none of those guys that you had were the next Floyd. None of them.
If I may, I think Coach Malachi Williams put it the best. He literally called Floyd lightning in a bottle because he came up when social media was coming up. He came up, like when he knew what demographics to attack, and like the kids at WWE, perfect fucking demographic to attack.
But also he was a generational talent. I feel like unless you have the work ethic that he had and the ability that he had, you just it's hard to duplicate. In other words, Sugar Ray Leonard is Sugar Ray Leonard. There ain't another one. Sugar Ray Leonard is Sugar Ray Leonard. Floyd is Floyd. There ain't another one. There ain't gonna be. Floyd is Floyd. Mike is Mike. So on and so forth. Whereas a hack like Hayman, he'll make you think, oh yeah, he was successful. He was successful because of the shit. He was successful because he's Floyd. He is Floyd. You came in after the real work was done. The real work of developing a fighter and grooming a fighter and putting him in the right fight so that he develops properly. Yeah, you don't come into it until all of that is done already.
Okay, so yeah, so let's talk about that. The Oscar De La Hoya fight, was that on PBC?
No.
The Ricky
PBC
Hatton
didn't.
fight.
PBC, honestly, the inception of PBC is circa 2015, bro.
Okay,
Matchroom is older than PBC.
So what is that? What is that? Is that the Andre Berto fight? That's just the McGregor fight, right?
No, it's Berto, I think, or Guerrero starting it.
What was the last fight he had with Golden Boy? Wasn't it the Maidana?
I think it was the
Fight?
Maidana
Maidana too?
fight. I think it was the Maidana fight.
And then he fought
Because at least
Pacquiao,
3 of
and
the
then-
fights when he left Top Rank, at least 3 of those, because I remember he had like 3 checks from Golden Boy signed or whatever, right? So at least 3 of the fights in between the time he left Top Rank, after that, those 3 fights is Golden Boy Promotions fights.
Yeah.
But you know, I digress. Because none of that is the point. The point is that by the time he leaves Top Rank, he's already a world-class fighter, and Hayman isn't the one who did that.
Yeah, Hayman wanted an army of Floyds, but without any of the Floyd work.
You say that shit. You can say that shit on social media right now, and you're gonna get very immature people that are upset by that.
The reason why I brought that up is because his biggest fights were before PBC. The Manny Pacquiao fight was before PBC, right?
Yeah,
it's like no, it was, and the Canelo fight was before PBC.
Yeah, that was the Canelo fight was 2013. The Manny fight was 2014.
Like and the biggest fights that he had.
The Cotto fight also, because that was also a big fight.
The Cotto fight
that
was early.
Before.
That was before 2015. That was before Canelo.
Yeah, that's a Golden Boy. Like
the Cotto was Golden Boy.
Look, the evidence is clear that Hayman, he doesn't build fighters. He builds brands. Like, if you're gonna be with PBC, you gotta be like a ready-made product, you know.
Well, if you're gonna be successful.
Yeah, if you're gonna be successful, exactly. If they fuck with you, but you know, he doesn't build any fucking interesting fighters. They just fucking they just fall by the wayside because they fucking suck.
Yeah, like the disconnect is that I remember those years when people were giving Hayman, and obviously these were not arguments I had at the time because I was younger. But I remember all those years that many people attributed Hayman for Floyd's success until, you know, a couple of years passed. I sit down and I think about it. Most of Floyd's fights was at Top Rank. So how is Hayman getting all the credit? Like, yeah, that's cool that you came in after that, but by the time you... Who is that?
The fuck?
By the time you come into it, he's already a finished product. So what are they giving you so much credit for?
He's a black promoter promoting a black man.
I guess literally that must have been it,
bro. That's black privilege.
I guess that I mean, like y'all know that I get uncomfortable having that kind of a conversation. But if I'm honest, y'all just bigging him up because of the color of his skin, not because of anything that he did.
You're like, what's it called? Oh, sorry, go.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say like look at the fight that's coming up that's gonna be on pay-per-view. Andrade versus Benavidez. I've thought about that and I'm like, yo, low key, there's no universe where this should be a pay-per-view. I could only see the only reason why you guys could tell me it's a pay-per-view is because you value 2 American fighters fighting each other, 2 undefeated Americans fighting each other that much, when really that's like a normal thing anywhere else. And I watched, I don't like to harp on this, but I saw Stevenson versus Valdez for free. I saw Josh fight Jose for free. I saw Devin fight what's his name for free again. And I'm gonna watch Bam fight
AJ versus
Sonny for free. That wasn't free.
But that's the point that I've made, and I've come to realize that when you get pushback for saying that, always remember it's literally pushback from people who aren't even buying the fight. You know, all these weirdos on Twitter and YouTube comments that shit is dope. Yeah, these motherfuckers ain't even buying that shit. They not even buying that shit. They just want to argue. So what I see is they use an angle, and I've said this before, you use the tribalism angle, which renders people emotional and belligerent and nonsensical, that you're only defending Al Hayman because you think he's being attacked because of this. That's your perception, that he's being attacked because of this. That's not why he's being attacked. He's being attacked because his product is garbage. But you don't see it that way. You see it as, oh no, he's just being attacked because of this. And that's because somebody keeps telling you that lie to make money off of your rage. These Aki TVs and Dante's Boxing Nations, they the ones getting over on you. The only reason people attack Hayman is because his product sucks.
Exactly, 100%.
Here's how bad his product stinks. The last fight on Spike with the PBC deal was Lara versus somebody. I forget who. The last fight on another one was Lara versus... Oh, who else was it? I don't care. And then the last fight that's going to be on Showtime is probably going to be Lara versus Danny Garcia. Like, you got to tell me that's quality shit?
Yeah,
Lara
like
versus anybody?
I mean, don't you see the reaction that people have whenever you say about just something negative about Hayman? You know what the conversation tends to devolve into. It devolves into, oh, it's about tribalism, and you just, no, dog, his product sucks. You just don't want to accept that because somebody put it in your head that this is about something other than boxing. And I know, like, I know who put that bullshit in your heads, who's been putting that bullshit in your heads. This is just about boxing. It's not about nothing other to me than boxing. But, you know. Simple. He's not being attacked for any other reason other than you think people should pay you $80 to see Davis versus Hector Garcia. That's why you're being attacked. You're being attacked because you think that you should have to marinate a fight like Benavidez versus Plant for 4 years? Bro, you should have been made that. There was no politics. You could have been made that. This is what you get attacked for. But when I say these things in a video, or if I say them in a live, I can tell you they don't hear them. They don't hear what I'm saying. They're not listening.
They don't want to hear them.
Yeah, like I'm telling you my problem, and you're not hearing me because you think this is about something other than boxing.
Isn't even the WWE joining UFC?
I heard something like that.
They already acquired him.
They already fired. Yeah, bro.
The same parent company bought.
The thing is,
same parent company
boxing
bought both.
Boxing is one of the most beautiful sports in the world, and how this is going down, it's just tragic. It really is.
Let me see, got a super chat right here. I knew I missed one. Shout out to T-Rones. Leave it to Hayman to currently leave Canelo without a network to fight. Well, he's going to use Canelo as a bargaining chip to enter some kind of deal. Like, you figure that.
PBC.
Say it again?
It's Top Rank owns PBC.
I didn't even read that shit. But yeah, like he's going to use that, probably the Crawford fight, Crawford and Spence as leverage to get some kind of deal. He does business like a I don't know, like a local guy, like a
used car salesman.
Yeah, like that's.
But Jules, my question is this: I mean, whoever he gets a deal with, how long is he really going to last if he starts doing the same shenanigans? I don't see it lasting at all.
Well, see, that's what he's saying. He's looking for somebody who doesn't know shit about boxing.
That's how I feel. That he's looking for someone who doesn't know the business, so that his judgment will be trusted and he'll be allowed to run wild the way he has been running wild. Because a lot of the shit he do is just retarded, bro. It's stupid. That it's common sense that you got a whole stable of fighters and some of them have to lose, you know. They're not you can't turn all of them into stars. You have to put them under pressure to get that diamond in the rough. The way you did it, you protecting all of them basically and marinating all of them.
Jules, Showtime has been in boxing for years, like 30 years. Yeah,
Showtime boxing.
One second. So when Stephen Espinosa saw the way things are going, why did he not there has to be a reason he's letting Al dictate everything. Like, why is that? Because he knows he knows how the numbers go.
Two things. Even though Showtime was in boxing for 37 years, but Stephen doesn't come into it until 2011. You see what I mean? So you're coming into it in the Mayweather era. That is why you trust Heyman's judgment so much. That's why you let them do all this dumbass shit, because you trust them. All right, the way it's supposed to be. That Showtime executive, that president, he's supposed to have Heyman under pressure, not the other way around. You're supposed to have him under pressure to listen, bro. I need this guy to fight that guy because I want these ratings. All right, our ratings was too low last year. They need to come up, bro. If you want your deal to get renewed, this is what needs to happen. And that is the way that it's supposed to be. The way it was with Stefan, which I've always suspected, you're not the one giving orders. You're the one getting orders from Heyman.
No, but why is that? Like at one point,
Because he trusts him.
No. But at one point, you would notice
no spine.
the last 3 years. At one point, you would notice the numbers are going down and down. At what point do you just stop and like you wait till now, the last year, to give us somewhat of some good fights, some decent fights?
I think some of it is arrogance, some of it is stupidity, and some of it is ineptitude. You trust him because don't you see the way that these guys carry on? Like they still acting like Mayweather's really out here doing, like Mayweather not out here doing nothing. Them days is over. Like they were great. It was great while it lasted, but it's over. But in their mind, they're still there. I have no doubts that that's how Stefan is, that you trust Heyman's judgment more than you trust your own based on Floyd.
Oh,
you trust him more than... Go ahead.
I think here's why part of the reason Espinosa, because one, you trusted him, and two, because of the whole pay-per-view scam thing, they were always able to make just a little bit of profit, just a little bit of money, so that they all thought, oh, things are fine, we're making money, not realizing that Showtime is a television company, and they're not interested in just a little bit of money. They're interested in ratings, because ratings means sponsors, sponsors means commercials, commercials mean more money. You idiots.
Yeah, like, I think this is why I say that I think that he got in too tight with them. You just said it. Where Al Hayman might want to make a little bit of money at the gate and a little bit of money from the pay-per-view, the Showtime president, the executive, his focus has to be what's good for the platform, not what's good for the promoter, what's good for the platform. So if that means me coming to you and saying, yo, them numbers need to come up, fam. If not, what you can do, take those guys to that other network. We don't need them. And we're not going to spend money here to keep them safe. The money that you waste on a Benavidez versus Angulo, the money that you waste on a Benavidez versus Ronald Ellis, the money that you waste on a Benavidez versus Lemieux, you could have taken that money, right? And just pay Caleb, pay David, regular Showtime fight, not pay-per-view, so we get these big numbers. And Caleb, listen, whoever lose, you got to leave town, bro. I'm sorry. We're not here to accommodate all of you. We are here for numbers. We are using your fighters to get numbers. If you don't like it, leave. But we're not going to pay to keep you safe.
I don't know how he became friends with these idiots, bro. Like Leonard Ellerby's dumbass and Al Hayman, ghost ass motherfucker. Like, how did you become friends with these idiots and let them ruin Showtime, bro?
The shit is
you can look at somebody like Steven Espinosa and you can tell that dude has no spine. So that's the reason why you don't understand what he's doing, is because we're men. We understand our positions and we understand our duties. Steven Espinosa is a little bitch, bro.
I think he's one of them dudes that he just wanted to be down and he wanted to, just be with the cool shit and the fly shit. And the way your mind works, it's like everything is a survival instinct, and people don't be knowing they roll sometimes, right? That as much as I might go at people, for example, this is an example of me knowing my role. As much as I might go at people and things like that, there's a certain line I'm not going to cross. Why? For the survival of my content, I'm not going to cross that line, right? That's me knowing, that's like, I'm a chill. I don't need to do all that. I'm not going to go overboard, right? But Stefan, it's a little different. Listen, y'all cool, and I fuck with y'all. But real rap, these numbers need to come up. We're not going to pay for we ain't paying for stay busy fights. The numbers are way down, and we can't have that. We can't use network money for filler fights. Nah, we can't have that. We need big numbers to the higher ups. And it's your arrogance that makes you think like, y'all watch HBO Leave Boxing. Y'all watch that shit. in 2018. You just didn't think it would happen to you, I
And
guess.
they left before it got bad.
Exactly.
What do you guys think is going to be the spin if the zone or if PBC ends up on the zone?
That's a good
Like
question.
how are they gonna
That's a very
live
good
with
question.
You know what they're
I
gonna
don't know
say?
how.
You know what they're gonna say? They're gonna say we're gonna make it better.
Yes,
Seemingly,
I
they're
just
just
thought
gonna say
about
that.
that. That's perfect. I
Yeah,
was
but
like,
you know
they're
what?
not gonna
Hey,
save it.
wait a
no matter
minute.
how
You
shit
know,
their product is,
you
they
know
still
what
think it's
though?
fucking
Saying
souffle.
and doing are two different things, man. They can say they're going to make it better all they want, but are they actually going to do it? Is the
Bro, their
question.
fans don't
Nobody
give a shit. They'll
believes
eat that
them. We're
up.
just talking about the spin. Nobody actually believes them. It's
Yo,
just a
Right.
spin.
Nestor Gibbs is live right now. He's saying that Al doesn't want to go on the zone. That's what he's hearing.
I know that. That's the same shit. I seen that episode, or at least he had another live before where that was the headline that the Amazon shit is not working out, but Al don't want to go to the zone. It's like, dog, if
Yeah,
the zone
because
is
they don't want it. He don't want his feet held to the fire by the execs. That's why.
On bias, his rumor is that the Amazon deal will take more time and fighters will be in limbo.
As
Because they're
opposed to
picky
now.
with their content, man.
I mean,
They
they're
don't
already.
just they don't just spend money on just everyday fighters, man.
That's regular for PBC fighters to be in limbo.
I'm gonna
That's
say
not wrong.
this. I'm gonna say this. Like what I see is, or at least the rumors that I was told is, Amazon only wants big fights, big shows, and they're not offering you 90 or 100 mil to do shows throughout the year. If the zone is, do it, bro. Jump into bed with them.
Yeah, the problem is anybody could do that. Anybody could distribute your big shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fight TV could do that, for fuck's sake. Why don't they
That's
just go
what
on
they
Fight
have
TV?
been doing,
No, never
bro.
mind.
That's the
Never
other
mind.
shit. That's what they have been doing.
Yeah, I paid for the Canelo fight through through Fight TV because it let me
I
still
paid for
see
the
it for a
Crawford
week
fight
and
through that
record
one.
it. Motherfucking Showtime, it disappears and just lets you watch it once.
Exactly.
Fight TV let me watch the Crawford
Unlimited
fight for
replays.
Yeah, that's another thing that's weird as fuck about Showtime. Like, how are you not gonna let me rewatch something I spent $85 on?
Shout out to Alfred Young. Broly is a champ now and about to go on a terror and save the PBC. My bad, makers. Mark talking. Hope PBC goes to ESPN or the Zone to get eaten alive. Yeah, like it's with them. Look, with them, it's a pride thing, and it's look. They're very childish at the same time. Like Leonard is called Dead Zone. Dead Zone. It's like, bro, like you a little kid, bro. Like you like really, you just an idiot in a suit, bro. You an idiot in a suit. You ain't nothing but Floyd's
I
top.
was cooking with that one too.
Because he really thought he was king shit. And it's like, bro, you still the guy that carries Floyd's spit buckets, bro. You
And
talk all this wee
You
wee.
know what? That could be an issue with all those promotions on one app. Is the fight dates? Would they not conflict with each other?
No, they will not. I'm telling you, they will not. You can work it
They
out.
don't conflict now.
They don't exactly like it's not like every night that there's a matchroom show, there's a corresponding PBC show. There isn't. There isn't. It's not like that. Like, look.
Time zone.
No, but sometimes America.
No, let me finish. Let me finish. There's a Golden Boy show this weekend, right? Is there a PBC show this weekend?
No.
Nope.
You go.
No, I don't know. I don't watch the PBC.
Just saying that you can on those days or those weekends where there's not a Golden Boy show, right? You could fill that stuff with PBC because at the end of the day, also, I don't think people realize how thin their stable is. Like their stable is not
prospects, bro. They have no prospects.
Thank you. Their stable is not as big as Top Ranks, guys. It's not as big as Matchrooms either, and you don't have a bunch of young bloods. You don't. What you got? Thurman in his mid-30s. Thurman in his mid-30s. Garcia in his mid-30s. Lara in his 40s. Right?
They got Frank Martin and Ryo.
They got Caramel Mountain already talking about.
Look, they got senior prospect Frank Martin, man, the ghost.
Hey, prospect 30, but that's one thing. But there's also the champ himself, Rolly Romero. Like y'all gotta stop disrespecting the GOAT. I'm tired of this shit.
Get out of here with that.
I'm just saying that the only value in the PBC, the only real value in the PBC stable at this point is in addition to There is not enough there for y'all to stand alone. Like really, there isn't. Like just because we watch a lot of boxing, yo, most people don't give a fuck about Rendezvous, bro. They don't care about Jesus Ramos. You think people are sitting around caring about that shit? They're not, bro. You don't have enough to stand alone. The value of your stable is if you add it to something. Now, for me, it would be dope if y'all go to ESPN because that's the biggest sports network in the country. If not that, go to the Zone. But you by yourself, you ain't got a lot outside of that Canelo contract. You ain't got a lot.
Well,
do they have more fights that they can make with Golden Boy and Matchroom, or more fights that they can make with
there's
Top Rank?
great fights that they could make with Golden Boy. Alexis Rocha versus Mario Barrios. Isaac Cruz versus William Zepeda. Tell me those are not fights that would move the needle.
They would. People would watch. Retard
And you don't
Romero
have
and
to pay
Ryan.
pay-per-view prices, man. You don't.
There's great fights that, to me, more idealistically, but you know, I'm not hopeful. Y'all go to the Zone and y'all could do that. You could be like, look, this is what we're gonna do. We'll send you Alexis Rocha. You send us Isaac Cruz. We do a joint collaboration together for Romero versus Ryan Garcia. Idealistic. That's how you do it. The problem is, yo, I'm telling you, them cats over there is stupid, bro. Like, legit. Yo, y'all dudes is dumb. Y'all leave a lot of money on the table all the time acting stupid.
Yeah, a lot of money, bro.
A fight, they don't, like, I'm going to say this in other words. For all y'all business shit that y'all talk, y'all not businessmen. Y'all not businessmen. I could tell you that right now. No, you're not businessmen. You don't have a business mind. You have a stupid small mind. Anybody, when you think
an arrogant mind.
you have a stupid small mind, because if you was really business, don't you understand that not only is a Barrios versus Rocha fight cost feasible, inexpensive to make, it would yield a great return for low costs. And there are lots of small fights that you can make like this. It's a lot of them. But
and
nah,
Jules,
you just
what is the winner? What does the winner of that Barrios Rocha fight do for their buzz between the Hispanic Latino community as a draw going forward?
I don't know. What do they do?
No, I'm saying the investment of that fight, the winner becomes a legitimate, like, okay, this is a guy.
Oh, no, yeah, I mean, that's the idea, that to make an omelet, you do have to crack a couple of eggs. Somebody has to win and somebody has to lose, but that's why you're supposed to stay on top of your shit. And y'all, they
are so afraid to just let anybody go, because in Bob, the Bob father, Top Rank, he's not afraid to let Elvis Rodriguez go. He's not afraid to let a Berlanga go.
He wasn't afraid to let Rodriguez go, Adames go. I think he let Kenny Sims go too. I think he let him go. Because it's like, yo, it's business. Like, for all these guys that love to say this business shit, y'all motherfuckers don't know nothing about business. Like, quiet as kept. No, y'all don't. You don't know shit. You don't know shit. You repeat shit that you hear other people say. That's all you know about business. Just
if boxing is a business, them niggas are failing bad.
For real. Because it's business it's like that's an easy one. It's like, yo, dog, you want low operational costs for optimal gains. There are lots of fights like that you could make. For example, all right, instead of Rocha versus Barrios, Rocha versus Thurman. You could make that.
Hey,
now
yo,
you got the other shit
for a matchmaker's position, bro.
Let put it this way. Your problem is also you don't keep your ducks in order. You don't keep your guys in line. You don't. You fed them stories about them becoming Mayweather, and they believed it. Now, every time they get out there, they think you supposed to break the bet. Like, listen, homie, this was rocking. You gonna fight this guy. And if you don't want to fight him, you can retire, because we don't need you. If there's somebody out there that wants to offer you a lot of money, it ain't me. So I suggest you go find them. Because that's how we rocking. Better go to Matchroom. Better hope Eddie got something for you to do. Because this what we doing right here. You don't like it, we don't need you. Nah, you just got all these fucking guys in limbo taking up space, not doing shit.
And what did you say the sales pitch was, man? That's Mayweather pocket money. I got you.
Yeah, that's Mayweather camp money. You told everybody that shit, yo.
Wouldn't you say that what's it called? They kind of changed that a little bit because low key, and this is what I thought. I thought when Frank Martin was like about to go over to fight Stevenson, I think they wanted him to go, because, and I've said this before, like when he rejected and everybody was so happy and saying, "Oh, I thought something was fishy." I was like, you know what he gets to fight for now instead of $1 million? $0 until 2024.
I agree. I agree with you because hindsight is 2020. Maybe they did want him to go because they knew the axe was coming. Like, you might as well go. We don't have shit for you to do. You might as well.
I think Edwin's gone permanently after this fight, win or lose. Like, I don't know if he's gonna stay back because what are they gonna do with that dude?
I don't.
You can't fight here again, and you just had a fight on ESPN. Win or lose, you might as well be there.
I think the PBC has a big problem with not understanding that there's grace in loss. That fight fans can appreciate somebody who can come back from a loss much more than they can appreciate never been through the ringer.
Not everybody has to keep it. Oh, bro. Not
now
everybody's gonna be Mayweather, bro.
Now, Michael, what have I been saying? All their success and their entire thought process is predicated on Mayweather. You act like losing is the end of... No, it's not the end of the world, bro.
Bro, you keep it pushing, bro. Look at Canelo, for fuck's sake.
Look,
Canelo
yo,
got
never mind Canelo. Look at Chisora. Look at how many fights he lost, but he's still out here getting M's. Still.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know what?
Hearn.
Like even though he lost, he got a ton of respect for doing what he did. You know.
It's like their entire business model seems to be predicated on one guy, and just trying your best to duplicate that. That's the way it seems to be. They're like, oh, so you just think guy's career is over because he lost? Because he lost one fight? That's it,
bro.
It's over.
Actually, you know what? This is a good example. Fucking Caleb Plant. Like, you know, he lost to Canelo. I wanted to see him in that Benavidez fight. That's a good fight. I don't care that he lost. I thought it was a good fight. Even him versus Andre.
Jamal.
I'd like to see that fight. I'd like to. No, I don't want y'all. Jamal's retired, bro. Y'all gotta stop with that.
Yeah,
Jamal.
That dude's done, bro.
He's retired.
Dude is done. That dude is done.
But yo, I'm not gonna lie. The promo for this Prograis Haney fight, it's good, bro.
This shit is lit, bro. But Prograis is another example. He loses the fight to Josh Taylor. He rebuilds. He wins a couple of fights. He gets a belt back. Now he's on pay-per-view.
I mean, no, let's not act like it should be on pay-per-view, Jules.
No, I'm not saying that it shouldn't. I'm just saying that it's not the end of the world. You know what I mean? That it's not a fighter losing a fight. Like, their stance is all based on Floyd retiring undefeated. That's why they operate the way that they do. But it's like, bro, most fighters are not leaving this sport undefeated. So just get that mentality out of here, bro. That shit out of here.
It's cancer, bro. It's boring.
Someone brought up Regis and Devin. Like, the more I think about it, yo, I think Devin's gonna style on him, yo.
That's what I'm saying, bro. I have a feeling.
Did you see Jules the way he's already filling out at 40?
I'll say when they was staring at
the bags, he's huge.
When they was face to face, go back and watch that shit. Yo, this dude lip was quivering, bro.
Who? I don't know about
that. Saw that nervous shit, huh?
I'm not being funny. He looked type nervous, bro.
Who? I don't know about that.
Haney?
No, Haney confident. Haney looked confident.
You gotta understand, like, let's keep it real. Haney's been in bigger fights at a younger age in his career than Regis. Haney flew all the way to Australia twice.
Nah, we're not gonna do that, bro. Yes, he has.
Look. I ain't even gonna bring up the Cambo shit. I'm just saying that, or for the demeanor, or for the look. Yeah, Devin looked confident. Regis looked unsteady to me at that press conference, bro. Like he just. I wasn't getting confidence or ferocity or nothing. It's just like, yo, the dude don't look settled. He looks unsettled.
Personally, I don't think he should be any unless he knocks him out.
Can I ask y'all, when has Regis Prograis flew to enemy territory and been in a stadium fight with all that pressure? And
not a stadium, but he did fight. He did go overseas for the Taylor fight. He did go overseas for that fight. He did. He didn't win though. He didn't win, but he did do it.
Oh yeah, he did that. But like you said, Jules, like, at a young age, the pressure. Haney's been in more of the deck stacked against him like that, and like for a young fighter, and you can see it at the press conference. Like, why is Regis
No, he
quivering?
hasn't. Well, hold on. I'm
Bro.
not about to be here and listen to the myth of Haney like I gotta see it online.
Isn't it, we're not
You
talking
went to
about him in the
Australia.
ring.
Legend
I'm not
of
talking
Devin,
about him in the
bro.
ring.
It's
The
the
I'm
myth
talking
legend
about.
of
Devin.
Devin, bro.
I'm
Let me read the
talking
super
about
chat.
like
Let
deck
me read
stacked
the super
against you
chat.
Jules.
one
Also,
time.
wait, Tom. Also, let's remember, Floyd officially became the money man after the Oscar fight. I'm sure Hayman mentioned that to his prospects also. It takes a lot to become a... So, yeah, absolutely, bro. Look at how many fights he had before he even fucking fought Oscar. That should tell you that, like, yeah, a lot of y'all is jumping the gun. Y'all want to be superstars as soon as you win a belt. Look at how many belts and how many people Floyd fought before the Oscar De La Hoya fight, bruh. You know that
Mayweather.
Yeah,
this.
shout out
And
to
I'm
Steve
not
Kim.
talking about Haney in the ring. You could say that myth of Haney. I'm talking about Jules stressed this more than me because I was always on the fence about Haney. His behavior in the fights he's trying to make and the fights he's made and how he's moving as a pugilist. With the exception of Teofimo, Teofimo's got a better resume than his. But Teofimo moves the same way. So that's where I give Haney credit. Like Jules is right. Look at Regis up there. Like he was not shook by the moment, but
I'm not saying he shook. Now I ain't gonna
no,
say
he's
that,
not. He
but
wasn't shook by the
he don't
moment, but
look. He don't look like. He just don't look confident to me, bro. I
tell you
don't.
what,
Let me
I could
let
be
me
tell you
break it
what,
down.
misreading it, but he
I
don't
never
look
do the body
confident.
language thing, bro.
no body
hang on,
language. You know how much communication is body language.
No, look. What was Errol's body language at the crawfish shit, yo?
Nervous energy.
Right, and what I said about Charlo, Charlo, man, like you giving
Nervous
this
energy.
Bro,
a lot of
hold on.
compliments,
Yeah,
bro.
but you
Like,
knew that from the first press
But
conference because he wasn't
Navarrete literally
himself.
going into the Valdez
Because he
fight said,
wasn't
I don't know if
himself.
I'm gonna
And
win this
then
shit.
on top of the program, like Jules, like we were saying, why you got to bring? What is Haney not growing up in the trenches and all that shit and having a silver spoon have to do with actual fighting, bro? Nothing.
nothing. All that. I don't know my daddy shit. Hold up, listen, Alexis. I'm just telling you, the dude. I watched the press conference. We all have our interpretations, and I saw someone who psychologically is uneasy and unsettled. That's what I saw.
I'll tell you what it looked
And
like
then
to me.
and
What
then
it looked like
Progress
to me. Hang
saying
on,
that,
hang on.
y'all, Jules, do they realize that the Haneys drove their non-Spanish speaking asses out to Tijuana, where it's dangerous as fuck, and went through that fucking pro circuit where all the fucking cartel and the gangster shit? Like, that's not soft.
Oh wow.
Okay, we
dude
get
is
it, dog. We love
Yo,
Haney.
what could Showbiz, the adult, have possibly done to bother Bruce Wayne, bro?
Uh-oh, what
Showbiz,
happened?
nah, he
What happened? Something's going on. What happened?
Listen, you get the title reads Show Business is Whole Business. Operation Touch Your Ankles is in effect.
Jesus.
But I'm like, Showbiz doesn't bother anybody. Like, that's why I like him. Like, he don't bother nobody, bro. He just be doing his thing. Like, what could he have possibly said to bother this guy? I don't know, man. Let me stay out of that shit, man. I don't even want to be in that shit.
Yeah, I fuck with
Oh,
Showbiz.
every
Yeah,
once-
whoever
Every once in a while, Showbiz will be like, "Oh, you this fan base or that fan base is getting moist up in their feelings," and then he'll make fun of them for a little bit and he'll move on.
And whoever's
And
mad
it's
that I'm giving Haney credit, like, bro, Haney's blocked me on Twitter since when I told him Lomachenko wasn't ducking him when he was hurt. So like, let's I can give him credit how he moving, and Regis looked fucking little
everybody
fucking like.
better give Devin credit for how he's moving. What the hell? You better not say nothing bad about him.
Damn.
Okay, I'll tell you what Regis looked. I'll tell you what Regis looked
That's
like. To
Mr.
me.
Big
He looked
Stepper
like
right there.
Okay, all right. I have my pick. I'll be back. Give me a second. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette.
Jules, you're right, man. He's clowning on show business, man.
I like the way that Haney's moving. That's the one thing I can respect him for. But what I really don't like about Haney is the fact that he used Lomachenko's name for 4 years.
I mean, I don't mind that because he wanted to fight with him and he got to fight with him. The only thing I mind about that is the result.
Well, no. I don't think he actually wanted that fight back then, because if he did, he wouldn't have been hiding away at the zone with Eddie Hearn.
You're exactly right. Here with that situation, Lomachenko had already agreed when Lomachenko got the WBC over Campbell. Haney became the mandatory like a month later, but it was already agreed that Haney was going to fight the winner. Loma was going to fight the winner of Teo versus Comey, and Haney needed surgery in December. He was out 9 months, and then the pandemic hit. So this notion that Loma was ducking him was bullshit because they had the whole year planned out with those fights. So that was different. Like Loma then would have smoked him.
Yeah, probably.
No, Loma would have stopped him back then.
What's it called? Can I just clarify what I said when I said I don't believe in the myth and Haney? When I say that, I mean like the whole thing where people say he was down on his luck. He was an underdog story. He had to come from such adversity. There was no adversity in your career, bro. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Yes, sir. And when I tell you where it is,
at his 25 fights in Mexico.
Right,
that you gotta moving out there like that. You guys know how to move and have the right connections, and you can get robbed on a car. All that shit. That's adversity, bro.
Not speaking the language.
Nah. I clown Cambosis for it. I could clown Haney for it. When
that doesn't make
I went to the different countries.
Having to go to independent route and not depend on a promoter and having to put your own money up for the fights. Where's the advantage in that?
That's the right shit.
That's the true entrepreneurial spirit. Like, I give the Haney's credit for that. Now, do I like the product inside the ring when he fights all the time? Absolutely not.
Hold on, that's some Winky Wright shit? Are we really? You mean the guy that was going and facing top European talent and not the top Mexican cab drivers?
It's the same effort of going on the road and doing what you got to do, not waiting on nobody.
Like,
yes,
yo,
it's the
not
same
every
thing.
going on the road is built the same.
Yes, it's going on the road. It's being independent. It's not waiting on a fucking promoter like Frank Martin. How's that not the same?
All right, no one is saying that his record is as good as Winky's was at the time. No one's saying the opposition was as good.
No one's even comparing his accolades to Winky. It's saying like the effort to carve out his name and get accomplishments and
when no one else wanted to give him a chance. That's
exactly
what we're comparing it to. Now, I want to make this point, and I've been trying to make it for a while now. Prograis to me in that looked like a weight drain dude who knows he's a weight drain dude, looking up at a guy who's filling out for the first time in a while. Like, I am after I saw after I saw Haney fill out like that, I was like, oh, maybe the whole chinny thing at 135 was just the weight drain shit. Because maybe it's going to be a Cotto situation all over again, where Cotto was chinny at 140, then it moved up to 147, and it was rock solid. Like,
he was making the same weight since he was 17 years old. It had to have been because he was drained.
Because, yeah, I don't see Prograis having anything for him, especially if that Zarilla fight. Haney's just going to jab him to death.
Like, you don't think he's gonna rock him once?
No, the shit is that's the perfect question. Can Devin go 12 rounds with Regis without getting hit really fucking hard?
I don't think so.
And it all depends on whether or not you think Regis could change. And I'm like, for a guy who's in his mid-30s, who's been fighting the same way most of his career, he hasn't had to change. I don't really know if he can adapt because the key is combinations, cutting off the ring, volume. That's how you get to him. If you wait for a counter or if you're just fencing with him with the jabs and you're just feinting and giving him different looks, that fight favors Devin. And that's how you fight. That's how you fight. Regis don't just jump in and start doing shit. He wait and set it up. Well, if you trying to set it up, looking for that big punch, that window not gonna open, bro. You gotta go at him.
For Camboso, so
There you go. Just thinking about that fight, I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but stylistically it favors Devin. And now that we've seen them face to face, we see that Devin is taller. We see that he's longer. That he even though he the one moving up, he's bigger than you.
Is he thicker?
Yeah, and you can't limit Regis's power by moving. By moving well, you can't limit his power.
Is he girthier?
Because Zorrilla es el pinche Zorrilla. Yeah.
No, but it is the truth though that if you jab and move and don't let him set his feet and just jab and move, he don't get to bring over them big straight left hands. He don't get to do it. So then what you have to ask yourself is, okay, so are you gonna double, triple jab, cut the ring off, keep him under pressure, shoot a lead left hand? Fuck it, just shoot it. Just to get close to him, just so he do this.
He's not like a lateral. Devin doesn't really run though. He's not like some lateral mover or whatever. He's more.
No, but he takes a half step. Devin's movement
Yeah,
is more. Devin's movement is a lot more like Zorrilla's movement is bordering on outright running.
Yeah.
Devin's movement is more refined. That when he jabs, he'll take that half step back, so you have to come forward, and he'll jab again, and he'll just keep doing that. He's not gonna go near. He don't do that. His is a half step.
And Regis is not going to be able to counter that the way Loma was.
No, because that half step, that little half step that he takes, that means that before or after he shoots the jab, he's going to be out of range of your counter, because he'll jab and half step. So, but if you like, say he jabs wherever it lands, it doesn't land, it gets blocked, whatever. He jabs, takes the half step. You go to open up, right hand.
Bong.
That's how
right
Devin fights. That's how that little half step saves him a lot of trouble. That's why he was owning Cambosos. So, do you think that Regis can change? That's the question. Because if you go in there fighting the way you've been fighting, you're gonna get outpointed.
And so what you're saying is the fight could be very aesthetically unpleasing, or if Devin's comfortable letting his hands go at 140, we could see like a Floyd Arturo Gotti type of shit.
No.
I'm asking, serious.
If he's owning him, like if we're in round 7, and Devin's owning it, he's sweeping most of the rounds. Yeah, I could see Devin bringing over some rights. I could see him, opening up a little more. But he's not dumb either. That if the jab and the half step is winning you the fight, then stick to that. That's what you did with Cambo. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's boring, yeah, but it'll win you the belt.
Bro, I got a feeling Haney's gonna stink out the room, bro.
He might. It might be like the first Cambosos fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This fight has a very
jab disappeared off of a cliff against JoJo.
You can't do that on pay-per-view.
JoJo is one at a time, fellas. JoJo's a combination puncher, Ray. It's a different fight. JoJo throw punches in bunches, and even if he got to get hit to do it, he's willing to do it. Regis ain't really like that, bro. Regis don't start putting punches together until after he crack you. Then if he hurts you with it, then he'll start doing his Regis shit. But it's after he cracks you. Whereas JoJo gonna go in regardless, bro. He's gonna. I'm not to be nice to him, but that's his style. He's gonna throw punches in bunches, bro. Even with Zepeda, even though Zepeda is tearing him apart, he's still coming forward in a high guard, but he's still coming forward.
Do you think Regis can change it up temporarily, though?
No. In my honest opinion, no. Fight at that age?
Force himself to it for a couple rounds, but that's it.
See,
fight at that age?
The thing is, if it is a stinker of a fight, I mean, you can't really blame Devin. You know what I mean? Because, he's not going to take a risk,
I mean, I can and I will.
You can and you can't, because it's also on Regis to open him up, and that's the name of the game. Like, pause, but that's the name of the game. Regis has to open him up, because you know what Devin's gonna do. He's gonna stay behind his lead hand the whole night.
He's gonna keep it long and hard.
Does he need some lube to open him up, or is it gotta be raw
and thick
and hard?
No, here where I agree with Jules, where I agree and don't agree with Jules is it's not up to Haney, but if it's round 9, 10, and Regis is spent and done, and then Devin's not throwing at least 3 punches, like, come on, bro. Get your fucking man out of there.
Yeah, but that we see performances like that all the time, though. That's why I'm kind of leaning towards Devin. That look, Shakur was winning wide in the Nicotila fight. He was winning wide, just same principle, managing the distance behind the jab. And for a lot of fighters, if they can do that, they will. That's what Hitchens just did with Zepeda, because he felt the power and knew, like, oh shit, this dude hit hard. So let me just chill out then. I'm just going to box him. I'm just going to chill out. But Devin knows who he's in there with,
Yeah, bro, but motherfucking Devin wants top dollar and he's making top dollar, bro. So you better motherfucking fight, bro. Like you want top dollar, bro, and you want to be on pay-per-view, you better motherfucking fight this.
But then I also I feel what you guys saying, but then I also understand, like, that's why a lot of these guys can't say they on some Inoue, Usyk, Crawford level that are built like, I don't give a fuck if I'm beating your ass for 9 rounds. I'm gonna go throw 3-4 punches because I want to fuck you up.
Jonathan Lambarena says, Ring, look up Mauricio Suleiman tells Bill Haney and play the first video. He tells him, you chose to be a champion instead of being Loma's challenger. Look, that's cool, right? But whose bright idea was it to come up with the franchise belt in the first place? You can't chastise the Haneys for a situation that you created. You created that with that franchise shit. Y'all made that up.
Yeah,
And
I don't
I'm
hold
sure
it
it was
So
for
you
the
made
benefit
it
of the
up, and
fighters.
so are you going to give the money back then if that you got from both sanctioning fees?
King Lopez says Shakur getting $3 million to fight the guy who works at the Hibachi Grill is the problem with boxing. Everybody can't make millions. UFC, it's like and I said this in the last live that it's kind of like game dogs. There's no such thing as a fat and happy game dog. Yo, who fucking mic is that?
Whose mic is that, bro?
Couldn't tell.
Damn.
That's not mine. I'm on mute.
I'm like in order for you to have a good game dog that's gonna win, yeah, you gotta starve them. You gotta keep them sharp, angry, and hungry. And if you got a guy, if you have guys making those kind of purses on a regular basis, look, everybody acts like you gotta play the fight as a violin. Realistically, if you paying a guy that, how dedicated is he gonna be though? When he's making that kind of money, that's a legitimate question that at minimum needs to be asked. Should the purses be smaller so that they
I think they should be, but I'm not sure UFC is the best example to bring up because they
No,
got a
it
big
is the
lawsuit.
it's the best example because that's how boxing used to be in a sense of. Take example for Shakur. Bob Arum knows a Shakur fight. I could pay Shakur $3 million because he's going to bring in $5 million, and everybody's going to make money.
The difference between UFC and boxing is this, though. When in UFC, when the fights are ready to happen, they happen. In boxing, they fucking way over marinate them way too long and pull all this bullshit, and then we end up seeing them like 900 years later after the fighters are already past their prime and
I
shit.
don't know.
You
my
know?
I've had
thing
my
my
UFC
thing is
I mean,
this.
we'll
My
see
thing
if
is
my thing is
this
because
my
he's gonna
thing
fight
is this when this new wave of young fighters that are coming through, one way to fix things is restructure the contracts. The contracts need to be made different. The
Right.
minimums need to come down. I'm sorry, but if you have a fighter who's making 2 and 3 million on a regular and then you want to put him in a big fight, well, what kind of money do you think he's going to want? If he's been making X all this time, it's going to be harder for you to make the fight because you have to accommodate the other fighter plus accommodate this guy. And you may look at the pot and say, yeah, this fight is not ready yet. Well, that's the problem. The fights take too long to be ready because they cost too fucking much.
Yeah,
We need a
that's why.
scenario. We need a scenario where you know what? Some of y'all guys, y'all better rely on that upside, because what
Can
you
I?
want guaranteed makes this not feasible.
Yeah, I just want to add, like, this is one thing that I see UFC has advantage over boxing is that when they put out like their signature cards, whether on Independence Day weekend or Super Bowl Day weekend, and, they stack the cards, because to make it more cost efficient. But with boxing is very good money. It flows to the top, to the headliners, and so what you end up with is fucking shit, fucking undercards, man. That nobody fights that are unsuspecting. Nobody knows who's gonna win or whatever. Unpredictable, yeah, but they're shit. Because of quality of fighters are not that good.
I would say that too many fights in boxing are treated as if they have to be built. You know what I mean? And I can't accuse Top Rank of this because they really don't do that. That if Top Rank has two champions at a weight, it doesn't really take them long to make the fight. Like it doesn't. It didn't take them long to make better. It didn't take them long to make Better B versus Vosdick. He had the Kalajic fight, and before you know it, he was in there with Vosdick. It didn't take long. When Joe
Rocky
won the belt,
Lopez.
they gave him one title defense, and then before you knew it, he was in there with Better Beef. It didn't take long. And honestly, that's the way that it's supposed to be because the predication that every fighter that gets signed is going to be a pay-per-view star, yeah, that's bullshit, bro. You need to come in with the understanding that you probably won't be a pay-per-view star. So if that's what you want out of your career, perform because it doesn't happen by accident. It's not based on something we do. It's based on something you show. That's
Not
what it's
just
been.
perform, but perform often.
Yeah, like that's why creating a star in the sport of boxing is not an exact science because there is an indefinable quality that the promoter can't give you. There's just something else, something extra that you have that gets you over the hump. And no, it doesn't come from the manager. It doesn't come from the promoter. It comes from the fighter. That you have very good fighters like Dmitry Bivol, but tell me he's a pay-per-view star. And he's a very good fighter. He's an excellent boxer. But pay-per-view?
No, this isn't wrestling. This is WWE. I don't need to see the $1 Million Man beat up Hulk Hogan's kids in front of him for 3 months to build up to eventual fight. Just get in the ring and fucking fight, you losers.
Yes,
Yeah.
but there is a level of, it's always been in boxing, there's a level of showmanship. There's a reason Jack Dempsey was able to get how many 80,000 to watch his fights in New York, Jules? And it wasn't just because how he performed in the people. You become that guy because you have that extra umph, that charisma.
Bro, that's like telling, in other words, it's like the fighters are going into it with the understanding or the aspiration of something that is not likely, that you have to understand in the sweet science, creating a star is not an exact science. You can have skill. There are lots of skilled fighters that are very skilled. That does not make them stars. Like, nah, it doesn't. For some guys, it's never going to happen. Like, I look at an Emmanuel Navarrete, right? Supremely entertaining fighter. Great to watch. Great for television. But I don't know that he's ever going to be on pay-per-view. That doesn't mean he's not fun to watch. That doesn't mean he's not a great fighter. He's a great fighter. He's a 3-division champion, and he does it in a way that leaves an impression. But even with him, I can't tell you that he's ever going to be box office. With who? With who?
And then you flip it around. Like, look at Alexis Rocha, 8 fights since 2021. If he goes on a run at welterweight, he can become a star.
Like that. And the other thing is, like, I look at that fight that Josh Warrington had with Lee Wood just now, right? That was a decent sized fight. Money was made that night. And it's like the American fighters have it in their head that the only way to make money or the only place to make money is at the box office. Like, nah, fam. The box office is not for everyone or every fight. It's not. That's for ideally is for the exclusive of the exclusives. And before it comes to that, your metrics on the regular platform have to show that, okay, he's ready. He's ready. Not because you want a certain dollar amount, because the metrics show he's ready. And that's not everybody, bro. Like, no, it's bullshit. It's a bullshit idea. And I feel like most of the fighters running around right now, they just have that in their head that, yeah, one day I'm going to be on. No, you're not. No. Kill that shit. That doesn't mean you can't make money. That doesn't mean you can't make money. That doesn't mean you can't get sponsorships and endorsements. There's lots of ways to skin a cat. But y'all are stuck on that pay-per-view shit. That shit is not for everybody. It's not.
I mean, I'm not sure why you'd want, if you can make all that money not being a pay-per-view star, I'm not sure why you'd want to be, because I'd like to be able to take my family out to dinner and not get mobbed by people asking for autographs.
No, like these guys that you see at featherweight, they're making more money than the average featherweight. The two guys I just mentioned, Lee Wood and Josh Warrington, make more money than the average featherweight. They do. Good money for a featherweight. He knew he is not getting Canelo money, but he's making incredible money for a super bantamweight. Incredible money. Not on pay-per-view.
Wait, yo, Jules, can I just even add to that? Because I remember people kept using this as a point against Ryan Garcia in the whole Tank argument, saying, oh, well, if Ryan could have generated that much, well, why was he on pay-per-view before? And I was like, oh, well, this is a easy answer to make. He didn't need to be on pay-per-view. He never needed to be on pay-per-view because there was no need to waste anybody's time, waste anybody's money, and make him less accessible to the public to build him up by putting him on pay-per-view. The dude's got 21 fights? Why would you want to
He's got a
put something
Gatorade
like that on
sponsor. No, the
pay-per-view?
other thing is he's got a he's making money outside of the fight purse to where you don't actually need to put him on pay-per-view. He's making money. Furthermore, if you think that Tank is pay-per-view worthy because of 200,000 pay-per-views, bro, I don't even want to talk to you. Because are you stupid? Those numbers that they often lie about, because I said it the other day that I don't actually believe he made 200,000 with those fights. I just run with that number to prove a point that, okay, this is the number you published. Let's run with it. Even that number shows you don't belong on pay-per-view.
That
Bro,
number is
we're
only
hardcore
profitable if he's
fans.
getting $1 million.
We didn't give a fuck about those fights, bro, and we're hardcore fans, bro. How is the average person,
Dude,
200,000 people, gonna give a fuck
you know
about
what?
those
Just
numbers?
ask the curtains in the upper part of the stands. That kind of says it all right there, you know.
Shout out to Jack. Jack said, "Don't you think Regis can get Devin out of there? Only if he lands." What you should be asking me is, do I think he's going to land? He has the power. I think he has the power to hurt Devin and knock him out. But you have to land. You got to land.
He doesn't
And
have the
not just
stamina or the length. It's a problem most guys have at his age.
Cervecero asks, you trying to tell me Andy Ruiz should make 25 million? Yes, it's a lot of that shit. Like most of the, and I don't think that the Eastern Europeans come into it with that expectation. I don't think many of the Mexican fighters either come into it with that expectation that I'm going to end up on pay-per-view. For me, it just feels like an American thing that, oh, well, you think that that's like a, I don't know, like a given almost. They're like, no, you should come into it with the understanding that the majority of fighters don't belong on pay-per-view, even if they are champions, even if they are decorated. Guillermo Regandiel, Ring Magazine Unified Champion at 122. Not a second of his career did he ever belong on pay-per-view, and he never got there. Never. And most careers are going to be that way. That's not bad. That's normal. Pay-per-view is not for everyone. Unless you have that kind of following that warrants that, then no, you don't belong on pay-per-view. Because if we put you there, you know what happens? A lot of people are not going to buy your fight, and as a result, a lot of people are not going to see your fight. We will have wasted our time and our money putting you behind a paywall nobody was climbing over.
Yeah.
It's the whole thing with pay-per-view is that that's only for people who've expanded their fan base to the maximum.
Right.
It is.
Also, I don't think people recognize this too. It's like you guys realize most of the really fun fights that you've watched, or that you probably say that you watched, you haven't really. You know, like all the fights from like featherweights, like Morales, Barrera, and shit. Them fights are free. Those are completely free. Some of those are after dark fights.
Bro,
Now,
Pitufo Diaz and Navarrete, that wasn't a pay-per-view. Zepeda versus Baranchik, that wasn't a pay-per-view.
No. Now, would you pay for a sequel of Malik Scott and that thick titty bitch?
Come on now.
What?
Hey,
I'm saying,
who got the duck echo, man?
but that's another point, that a lot of the fun fights that were fun fights, yeah, a lot of them weren't pay-per. Vosdick versus Better Beef wasn't a pay-per-view. Anthony Yard versus Better Beef wasn't a pay-per-view. So it's just this idea that everything is a road to that goal. It's like, no, actually it's not. And most pugilists, even the ones that go on to accomplish something, may never be box office stars, because it takes a unique set of ingredients for you to get to that point. And some people are never going to have them. Like when Oscar came into it, bro, Oscar's Oscar. You can't be Oscar. Everybody can't be Oscar. Oscar has the right, had the right everything to be what he was. He had the look, he had the skill, he had the pedigree, he had the power, the height and the length, all of that.
The
to
girth.
make, and
Yeah,
the
the
length
veniness.
and the veinininess.
Oh, God.
And the high
Right?
No, but like you said, like Jules, like was
Y'all gay.
Ruslan Provodnikov and Tim Bradley pay-per-view?
A
No.
fight, no, look, a fight, depending on the fight, because the ends have to justify the means. So if Drew on his own is not box office, and Virtuoso on his own is not box office, but them together could yield a profit, a fight can be box office worthy. A fight, yeah, a fight.
But not the fighter.
No.
Yeah.
Very few fighters are a walking box office.
Yeah, like every, in other words, you're not going to get an army of Canelos running around here, you know. You're not going to get an army of Floyds or 10 Floyds or 10 Sugar Ray Leonards in an era of box. No, when has that ever been the case? In
Let's put it
every
this way.
era, in every
Let's put it this way.
era,
There's a reason why most of your favorite fights are free on YouTube.
yeah, like in every era, there's really one or two guys that stand out at the pinnacle who are the top earners. But the idea that we're going to turn 10 or 15 guys into box office draw, that
Nigga,
doesn't
I'm about to
happen, bro.
fucking DC.
Say it again.
What the fuck just happened?
What happened?
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, like the idea that you're going to turn a whole stable or the majority of a stable or 10 or 15, like that doesn't happen, bro. Like, nah, that doesn't happen. Come on now.
That's some
Doesn't
real.
matter what
If
era we
everybody's
talking
special,
about.
no one's special shit.
Yeah, like that's crazy. Like, bro, what era was we in where 10, 15 guys was all legitimate box office draws? I must have missed it. Now, whoever's in the car needs to be in the car and not on here.
Wasn't Gotti Ward boxing after dark
No,
fight?
that was a boxing after dark fight. That was not a pay per view.
Oh, that was such
Not
a
a
great
pay-per-view.
trilogy, though, man. Gotti and Ward, man, that was
I
man,
mean,
that was
shit.
fire.
I would have paid for the pay-per-view for the rematch.
But it's just but it's just like Jason said. No, was it Jason or was it? No, it was Ray. It's just like Ray said that the majority. There's a lot of memorable fights that were not pay per view. A lot, yeah, like that they was really fucking good and they was not pay per view. So I don't know, man. Maybe something does need to be restructured to get more money to the fighter without the ridiculous expectation. Maybe they should try bonuses for the winner. You know what I mean? Because I know they do that in the UFC that, yeah, if you win, you get some more money. So maybe you could work it out that way. But the idea that pay-per-view is just the go-to, like, no, it's not, bro.
I don't know if any network is gonna stay in boxing for much longer. Like, I'd be surprised if it's still here. If something doesn't change, I'd be surprised if it's still here in 10 years from now. Even the Zone, bro.
I don't think the network. No, I don't think the networks are gonna be here, bro.
I don't, bro. Look
Not,
at
not-
like, bro.
but no,
like,
no. In other words, let me put it another way. I believe the conventional networks themselves are gonna die out, and the way that the content is consumed is the difference between the music industry that I grew up in and the way it is now. The way I grew up in, there were more middlemen. Now there are less middlemen. There are less. Like you can literally sit there making your own music and distributing your own music. You used to have to rely on other people to do that before. You don't have to do that anymore. And I believe that that's what's going to happen with the Showtimes of the world. That, yeah, a lot of y'all not going to have enough to be around. And a lot of content is not going to be out there because people don't watch it. A lot of that shit on Netflix, I don't watch that shit. Do you? I don't watch most of that shit. A lot of that shit on Hulu. I don't watch most of that shit. So whoever's making that shit, you are wasting your time.
Kind of like Boots Ennis posting that picture with Espinosa and his dad today, wasting his time.
Wasting time, bro.
He really trying to go down with like that loyalty shit to Espinosa.
You gotta involve Showtime.
Well,
no, but like, listen,
I hope you can buy shit with loyalty.
Making a fight like Prograde Haney on pay-per-view, like, that's bad. Like, yo, just because the fighter wants a lot of money, that's not my problem. I'm the customer, bro. I do not care.
And Michael,
Nah, I'll tell you what how you fix that, right? Tough love, bro. Yo, listen, we ain't got that for you, bro. We don't have it. You want to go? Go. We don't have it. Promoters need to go back. Like, I'm not like the other guy. I'm not like the other guy who thinks you got to play people of violence. I don't believe in that. Ultimately, it's about what's best for the sport, not what's best for you. You're not bigger than the sport, and it's about what's best for the sport. Yeah, you need to lower your expectations. Whoever's mic that is, either drop off or fix that shit.
Seriously.
That shit is irritating. The idea that you're supposed to get some crazy amount of money, yeah, you only get that if you're worth that, bro. You only get that if you generate that. Simple as that, bro. Are you good for what you're asking for? There has to be proof that you're good for what you're asking for. Because what you're asking for is for us to just give you money. And I'm not like these other people that think, you're the foot. No. This is a business, and I understand that better than you do. And I understand it's not the fighter's money at stake. It's somebody else's money. You understand that, right? the shows and everything you're looking at, yeah, that's not the fighters paying for that. It's not their gamble. It's actually their gamble, the promoters. The guys you keep thinking are bad guys. If there are no promoters, then how does any of this happen? If there are no broadcasters, how does any of this happen?
If
So
I'm
you
gonna
need
pay to retire on, you better be sending me something of even greater value.
they act like there's something wrong with getting a return on your investment. What fucking preschool do you fucking come from, bro? What do you think is paying for all that shit? What do you think? Just the money comes from the air?
Yep.
Yeah,
All
that's like
peanut
Frank
butter
Warren, who's never been
Alexis,
profitable with
Alexis,
Fury.
if you're still in the chat or watching, I saw that slick stuff you tried to pull, painting Usyk like he needs 25 weeks to prepare for Fury. I love how you misquoted him. He didn't need 2 tune-ups to face Wilder. Okay, so I see your spinning going already for Fury.
Bruh, I don't even have that argument with Alexis because the extent of love he has for Fury has everything to do with Top Rank and nothing to do with Fury. I'm not going to have that argument. Let them fight. Remember when you told me Zerto was going to beat Bivol? Because of what?
Because he was and Better Beef was the bigger star after he beat Canelo.
You remember that shit? Yeah, that's why they flew him out to fucking London because of how big a star he was. It's like, nah, man, it's cool. I fuck with Alexis, but he goes a little overboard with the Top Rank thing. Like, bro, stop acting like you fuck with Fury. You fuck with Top Rank. You don't fuck with Fury like that. You fuck with Top Rank. I
That's
feel
like all
you,
the
though.
Benavidez fans. Fuck with Benavidez.
Yeah, you don't fuck with Benavidez. You fuck with Hayman. You don't fuck with Benavidez. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you fuck with hating Canelo. But yeah, man,
it's one or the other. It's never they're never fans of Benavidez.
Like we need the reset button that Rick Glacier is describing is that like, yeah, the way maybe it's the way the contracts are structured that needs to change. You know, but the expectations to a degree, they do need to be lowered because at least in this market, there literally is less money out there. Yeah, there's not as much money out there. Now, what you can hope to do is start generating money. All right. Canelo generates money. You understand? That's why people give him what he wants because they know he's good for it. If he 40 million, be it because he's going to generate 40 million.
That's why Al can afford to give him 100 million.
You see?
Exactly.
He can generate like it's not like he's just asking for some dollar amount that's not out there, you know, whereas for a lot of other guys that are out there and the expectation of what they should be making per fight, yeah, dog, there's less money out there than there was before. You have to understand that. So, you know, the market needs a reset. That I know. Like what Rick said is true. Like maybe the way the contracts are written needs to change. The minimum of what a guy at a certain weight gets per fight so that can make other fights more doable. When you have a guy who's getting $3 million per fight, well, I don't think that's a guy who's going to fight 3 times a year because that's $9 million.
Well, another thing I think they need to also improve on, at least for a lot of the bodies, is how they develop fighters, because like Top Rank seems to develop much better fighters than some of the other promotions. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they definitely.
That's because Bob's old. He doesn't have time for this shit. Like, you sink or swim, bitch.
But they have the eye. You either have the eye or you don't. You know, it's not something that everybody has, and it's not really something that you can train for. Some people just have the eye. They just know. They look at a fighter like, yeah, this guy's gonna be something. This fighter's gonna be something. Some people have it. I think some people don't. Also, the connections, though. When you've been in the industry that long, who's Mike? All right, I'm about to shut this live down because that shit. I don't know who's in the gravel. But yeah, 50. They have over 50 years of industry experiences. Could you imagine how many connections and long-standing relationships you would have if you were in that industry for 50 years? So there's just a lot of things there that you can't teach or duplicate. There's just a lot there. So that's why they're the gold standard in grooming fighters. But man, there's a lot of reform that needs to happen in boxing, and maybe they need to look at foreign markets and why is boxing flourishing in foreign markets where it's not flourishing here. And maybe you need to look over there and see what's happening to see if you can make it happen here. You know, what is it specifically? Because shit over here is getting sad.
Well, what they do, I don't know if they still do this, but what they used to do in Japan is that they would have rookie tournaments in all the weight classes. And then at the end of the rookie tournaments, if you did well enough, you would get a shot at the Japanese title in your weight class. So it was simultaneously putting on the fast track while having this big champions carnival where they had a whole attraction where come see the rookies.
That's a good idea. Tournament format. That's a good idea. You know, because it seems like everybody wants a shortcut now that as soon as a fighter wins a belt or wins a halfway decent fight, they just want to be fast tracked. And it's like, dog, it's just never been that way. And the expectation was never that until recently. Like, yo, really, it's this era's fighters, because before, a lot of them young guys used to have to go through a lot of shit before they got to the big bag. So, you know, it's a lot that needs to change. And I'm going to sleep. Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure. I will be going live for this weekend's fights. For the Rocha Santillán fight.
Okay. Have a good night, Jules. Thanks for having me on, brother.
No problem.